Hello, everybody. I'm sorry I'm late this evening, but welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. And tonight, we're going to be talking about how to get financial freedom in a bad economy. You know, that passive income, creating wealth, even if the economy's bad. Well, you know what's happening. We're still going to make it work. And Elon Lessons, and we could talk about many lessons from Elon. But today we're going to talk about how Elon was able to purchase the Twitter.com website, name, social media platform, and he used assets, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We're going to talk about it. And welcome. Stop struggling now. Gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right. Thank you so much for staying with me this evening because I'm way late than normal. So thank you so much once again. Now, let's get down to business, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, it's 2 minutes in, 3 minutes in. Please smash the like button. It's free. Doesn't cost anything. It just shows some support so the YouTube gods know that we're in the house tonight. And also, if you find this information helpful, and you like what we talk about, please subscribe to the channel and click the all notification bell. All right, let's see who's in the house tonight. We have Laverne Penix in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And he says his tagline, ladies and gentlemen, with the icon next to his name. He says, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. Let's make some money. That's what we're always trying to do to help you navigate through the financial systems. There's always ways to do something, and hopefully we're helping you out with a little bit. But I did not forget, because the nickname, AKA Mr. Cool, is in the house, otherwise known as Laverne Penix. So thank you so much once again for being here. Auntie Val's in the house. Professor Auntie Val with the icon means she's a member of the channel. Thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. I appreciate it. And she has her tagline as well. Good evening, fam. And she says, with the heart, with the strength, and the support. Thank you so much. And she's already got it going, notification and trailer. That's one person. And please, tonight, if you join us, let me know if you received the trailer and if you received YouTube notifications. That's very important, but thank you so much. And also Laverne Penix, Mr. Cool, says he received the notification. This is 2 people, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a record for the night? We're going to find out. Also in the house is Victor Marrero. He's here. He has the icon next to his name as well. Thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. I appreciate it. And he has a tagline. He says, hello all. Let's do this. And that's what we plan on doing because we have a lot to discuss tonight. And I'm going to actually go with the first things first because my computer actually took so long to start up. I am going to do a few things that I don't have set up already, but I want to talk about this Elon Musk situation. All right. Because a lot of you, as I was talking about last year in 2021, if you've been around or saw any of the videos, I was mostly talking about acquire assets, get assets, and things like that. Well, it's funny how Elon Musk said, I'm going to buy Twitter. And then in turn, he has to figure out how he's going to buy it. Right. And we're going to talk about that. But look who's in the house also. Maria Barnes is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream with the icon next to her name. And she puts in her tagline, hello, Eric and SSN family. Hello to you too. And she says, I hope everyone is doing well. She got the notification in trailer. Uh-oh, we're up to 4 people so far, ladies and gentlemen. This is all good, starting out good. And don't forget, I do remember this is Mrs. Cool is in the house. Maria Barnes is here, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you so much for again. And Diesel Mike is in the house, also with the icon, like Maria Barnes with the icon. And Diesel Mike has the icon. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And his tagline. Good evening, Eric and SSN family. Good evening to you too, Diesel Mike. Very, very happy to see you once again. Thank you so much for your support. Vanessa Comagate is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here as well with the icon next to the name. And she says, hey, boss and SSN fam, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Thank you so much once again for being in the house. Now, let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen, because you guys know Elon Musk is like arguably the richest person in the world or second richest person in the world, which means he has billions and billions of dollars. Now, a lot of you know why he has billions and billions, and that's because he owns companies such as Tesla and a few others. You know, he has the Boring, he has SpaceX and things like that. So what I want to talk about is the fact that most people might think that, okay, he's worth, let's say, $250 billion. So most people would say, okay, well, he's just going to buy the Twitter for $44 billion. So he'll just pay cash. Okay. That's the first misconception. He will not be paying cash, even though he's worth $250 billion. You guys know what the top 1%ers do. It's the same thing that you're taught here in the SSN Nation. He is going to finance it, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. And we're going to look at a few things because remember those assets, such as stock, such as crypto, such as real estate, things you can borrow against. What if I told you, and most of you may know this already, that Mr. Musk has put up some of his shares. So in other words, he's very, very smart. He didn't sell all of his shares, even though he had to go on a selling spree, but that's because he had a timeline earlier this year at the end of last year where he actually had to sell or he was going to lose it. I mean, he had no choice but to sell those few. But those stocks that he's holding, billions worth of stock, he's actually putting that up as collateral so he doesn't actually have to sell it. So he can still control more than 50% of the stock. So he's holding it. Just what we talked about with crypto, ladies and gentlemen, with your real estate, where we said, why would you pay cash? You wouldn't. You would just borrow, use other people's money to acquire what you need. And then when you get return on your investment, you pay it back, but you don't have to give up your asset by selling it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Just what we talk about here in the SSN Academy, SSN University, SSN Nation. Just what I was talking about for the last 3 or 4 years when we start talking about derivatives, other people's money. He's doing it. and he used part of that financing of his stock shares as collateral. That's what he used. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you this right here. Because with this, what you guys also may not realize is that he turned around and he's been doing this for a while. This isn't like something new. This isn't new. Now you can see it on the screen here, ladies and gentlemen. I'll just blow this up a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. All right, look at this. Elon Musk will be the most indebted CEO in America if the Twitter deal goes through. He's already broken one of the rules, but I just want to say 2/3 of Elon Musk financing for the $44 billion will take Twitter private, right? He has a net worth of about $250 billion. There we go. All right. But look at this. Musk has more than 90 billion shares pledged for loans. This isn't the only thing that he's pledged loans for, but he is very smart. He's using other people's money. He's letting his assets, he's using those as collateral and borrowing against those, but still have the shares to control the company instead of selling them off. Very smart, don't you think? Let me know what you guys think. That's just for starters. All right. So I'm going to pull up some other things, but here's his financing plan. 13 billion in bank loans. You know who's giving him the bank loans? His friends. Who do you think? Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and all them guys probably, right? I know Goldman Sachs is giving him money. So those guys are all buddies, and he's getting a bank loan of 13 billion for that. All right. Now, he's gonna sell. Remember, he sold his Tesla shares for those billions. So it says 21 billion in cash. And they're saying likely from selling Tesla shares, unlikely from selling Tesla shares, right? And then he has 12.5 billion margin loan using his Tesla stock as collateral. All right. So guess what else is going to happen? Remember when this first came out and I said, oh, he's going to get his friends from BlackRock or some of them other people that are holding your money, my money, and they're just going to go in with him. Well, this article is dated April 28th. All right. The other guy that owns Oracle, he's going in with Musk to put some of the money up as well. So this is actually a little bit dated just by 24 hours. But that's the funniest thing, right? I told you what was going to happen, and here we are later. And this is how the big boys continue to reap the benefits of being the big boys, because you and I would not be able to make these deals, clearly, because we don't own Tesla or Apple or Microsoft or anything like that. So I'm just pointing out once again, notice loans. The majority, the bulk is going to be loans. That 21 billion is going to be siphoned down to a different number because his buddies are going to join in and share in it, but he's going to be majority holder. So trust me, this is what they're going to do. Very, very smart, in my opinion. And this is how the big boys play. So let me know what you guys think about that. And I'll get to another article about it as well. But here we go. We have Vanessa Comagate saying she got the notification. That's 5 people tonight. That is awesome. Here we go. He is buying it the old-fashioned way with other people's money. Exactly, Professor Auntie Val. That's how you got to do it. What's good, sis? All right. Well, good evening, Mr. Bird. Wilson Coos in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night Live edition. Thank you so much for being here. And he has his tagline. Good evening, Mr. Bird and SSN family. He says 100% facts. And he says, I sell money. In case you don't know what that means, he gives out loans. He gives out paper. He uses other people's money. You go see that guy if you want other people's money on a myriad of options that you have. And just don't think normal things like, hey, I need a loan for a house, or I need a loan for a multifamily property, or I need a loan to start a business. Think outside of the box. You already started a business and you need additional funding. You have revenues coming in, and generally, you can't go down to the bank and say, hey, I make 10 G's a month. Can you give me a loan? They're going to be like, I'm sorry. How long have you been in business? I just started like a year ago. They're going to be like, I'm sorry. We need 2 years. Sorry, you can leave. So he gives you options. Maybe you only need 6 months. Maybe you only need a personal credit score of 550. or 600, because there is a program out there for things like that. He has it. So you got to see Mr. Koo if you want funding, financing. Check it out. If you want to get in touch with him, you can always send me an email at support@stopstrugglingnow.com, and I will get you in touch with Mr. Koo. And then we'll talk about his website in a second. All right. Let's see. Vanessa, yep, at Auntie Val, he's down with OPM. Yeah, you know me. Exactly. That's what he's going to do. Koo man in the house from Auntie Val. Okay. Evening, Laverne P. Victor M. Auntie V. Vanessa M. Diesel Mike from Wilson Koo. Nothing but love in the house. That's what we do here in the SSN Nation. Auntie Val says she's laughing. 2 thumbs up. Koo man, what's good? Leah Dennis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And she or he says, good evening, SSN family, and special hello to Boss Man, Laverne P, Auntie V, Vanessa K, and Victor M. I also did receive my YouTube notification and trailer, and heads up. Thank you so much for letting me know that. I believe we're up to 5, ladies and gentlemen, or is that 6? I can't keep track because it appears a lot of people have received the trailer. This is great news. And the YouTube notification. Leah Dennis, hey fam. That's it. Nothing but family in the house here in the SSN Nation. Good evening, Leah. Good evening, Mr. Koo. Oh, yes, it's nothing but love. Got the notification also. We're up to 6 people, ladies and gentlemen. This is awesome. All right. We talked about Elon Musk, but how to get financial freedom in a bad economy. We're still going to talk about Elon as well, but there's always ways. We've been talking about it all week. We've been talking about it for years, ladies and gentlemen. You have to get assets. Assets pay us, not the stuff that you have debts, meaning like credit card debt, unless you're using your credit cards to buy an asset, that would be good. Where you have passive income returning to you, that would be good. Now, let's talk about there's only a few ways that you can generate revenues, right? Either you're going to have to start your own business, which is, a risk, but you nonetheless have to start your own business to get additional revenue in the house or streams of revenue. That's one way to go. The other way to go is what we were talking about with Elon Musk buying a company. You could do that too. All right. I know a lot of people don't think about buying a company or a business, but it is possible. And you would be surprised how many businesses people sell. And a lot of you may be surprised that you could buy a business that's making money, but you're not looking for that normally. You are actually trying to start your own business. But what if there was something already built where you could just buy it and make a deal saying, hey, I'll give you $20,000 and will you take payments over time? Generally, the person wants to leave the business because normally a business, you have to put in extra time, energy, and effort. And so all they want is the freedom of time. So they're willing to do a special deal because that gives them the time to do something. If you default, then they just come back. So basically they're on a vacation. And if it works out, you pay them off eventually. And if it doesn't work out, they were on vacation for a few months. Either way, it works good for them. There's deals like that in every city, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So that's something that you can start thinking about when you're trying to get that financial freedom in a bad economy. Look for businesses, and you want to check their paperwork, of course, make sure they're profitable. Not just going to buy a business that says they're profitable. You got to check the paperwork. All right. Wilson Koo says, evening, Leah D. All right. Got notification trailer. That's up to number 7. Diesel Mike, thank you so much for letting me know. And in case anybody just got here, please smash the like button, because tonight we're talking about how to get financial freedom in a bad economy. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It goes both ways, because when it's a good economy, we get financial freedom. When it's a bad economy, we get financial freedom. Some of you may be saying, hey, Eric, what's going on here with this bad economy talk? And how do we get financial freedom? That's because when the economy goes down, you have to make other moves. So you're going to be able to create extra streams of income, or you're going to have to figure out an alternative. So what's easier for you to use your own resources, the smarts in your brain? And again, that's why this year I'm advocating Airbnb experiences. I'm going to keep saying that every time. So get that in your head. Go check it out, because if you have skills, you should be over there. Or if you have a routine that you do every day, you should be including other people. And if they're willing to pay you, why not? Doesn't cost you anything to be a host of Airbnb experiences. Why not? All right. So that's my short version for that. And now we're going to get on. Very true. Good point. Thank you. And we're going to get into another article on Elon Musk. This will be the talk about it because everybody already knows. And I'm hoping this is I'm hoping this is going to be the article because I don't want to keep looking around. Here we go. This is the one. So this is the other side of the coin. That's a little bit different type of article, but we're going to show it here in a second. All right. So this talks about the Financial Post is talking about he's short on cash, keeps borrowing more and more, even as Tesla stock surges, right? So look here. Musk has 548 million in personal loans from Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, an increase of 8% since May. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? You already know these guys are helping him out. It's no surprise at all about that. What I'm actually looking for is here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Musk 48 and fellow billionaire Larry Ellison, a member of the company's board, have vowed to personally purchase 10 million and 1 million of the shares respectively for another $2 billion. You see how they gang up, ladies and gentlemen? All I'm saying is this is expected, highly expected, and they keep their shares and their worth all wrapped up so nobody can touch it. Now, they are taking a risk when they're actually doing like a stock, a margin, because if his stock actually drops like 30% or 40%, now we have a problem. He's going to have to they'll sell it or you follow, he could actually be under 50% if that occurs. So I'm pretty sure he has other things lined up, but in the short term, he's going to be able to purchase Twitter with no problem. All right. So there we go. I'm just letting you guys know the last part of the story so you could see it for yourself that this is not for the faint at heart. And you even see billionaires taking risk. It is a risk, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Because if Tesla, for whatever reason, all of a sudden went down in value 50%, let's say their shares went down to $300, Musk would have a problem. All right. That's all I'm saying. So isn't it kind of ironic that you as an ordinary citizen will say, well, I don't want to take a risk. But here you have a billionaire who's worth 250 billion. He's willing to risk roughly half on loans. It's crazy, right? More than half on loans, which is crazy. But he's doing it. And that just leads up to the next one, ladies and gentlemen. You want financial freedom? You're going to have to take risks too. All right. I'm just saying. All right. Here we go. Victor Morrell, the stock market was brutal today. Nothing was green. We keep falling like a rock. This year, retirements have just been extended. Exactly, Victor Morrell. That's the best way to look at it. The best way. Again, let me go. Let's go pull this up because, as you guys know, I'm kind of doing all kind of things here in LA and across town, and I'm not able to keep up. But I did look earlier today, and the stock market was like down like ridiculous, 300 points on the Dow, down 1% on like the NASDAQ. I don't even know what ultimately happened, but this was crazy, crazy stuff. Oh, what? Oh, no. Are you serious? The NASDAQ dropped 4% in one day? Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh, it started, ladies and gentlemen. Holy smokes. I got to pull this up. I'm sorry. Victor Morrell, I didn't know the devastation has occurred. 4%, ladies and gentlemen, is significant. We're in where are we in crash territory? I think we're in crash territory if it went down 4%. This is crash territory. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now, ladies and gentlemen, look, This is this is insanity. What happened? Oh my goodness. Holy, this is bad. But this is not unexpected. We already knew what was going to happen. The Federal Reserve has always been prolonging the inevitable by making sure interest rates stayed low and that there was available funds. So, and they were buying up other people's debt, their friends and corporations, right? So now that they tapered and now that they raised the interest rates, you know the interest rates are going to get raised in like what is it, a month and a half from now. Things are not going to get better, shall we just say? So remember, I don't know, last week, the week before, we started talking about the VIX products. Here we are. Everybody that's holding VIX, it was a very good day for us. That's all I can say. But it's offsetting some of these crazy losses as well. But nonetheless, at least we're not losing 4% on a day or 2% or 3% or 5% for the week. This is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. We are now in a bear market for sure. S&P is 4131. So we're in a definite correction territory. So that is not a good thing. I'm in shock. So I guess everybody better start hiding. They better, again, there's phases of everything. So remember last year it was assets. This year it was passive income. That's what I was talking about. And now you are understanding the severity. This is not even the first part of the shoe dropping, because if this actually drops another 10%, which it could easily do, then that means we're going to have a problem quicker, sooner than later. So your decisions that you're going to be making may have to speed up. So for some of you, like Victor Marrero said, retirement just got extended. And there's some people that have been liquidated this week because they have margins. And speaking of liquidations, let's go look and see what happened today speaking of what we're talking about. So Tesla went down about 0.77. So it didn't lose like $100 or anything like that. So that wasn't part of the equation. But this is a scary situation. Index funds, scary. Alibaba in the green, which is hysterical. Energy, still good. Utilities, of course, still good. Consumer durables down, but consumer non-durables still staying up. This is very interesting. Notice the sectors: energy, minerals, health services, and utilities. Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, these are the type of things that during even a bad economy, health isn't going to change. Energy's always going to be going up. Utilities, they can always turn a profit because they can always raise their rates. So you have to keep in mind those top three can generally stay positive even in a bad economy. Just keep that in mind. Now, last night in the surprise Thursday night edition, we were talking about gold and silver, right? So the stock market goes down. What happens with gold and silver? Why don't we go look at that for a second? Because this is all about how to get financial freedom in a bad economy. And funny, silver is negative. Gold barely, well, it went up $5. Platinum jumped 20, and palladium took a big swing, 106, ladies and gentlemen. Now you know what may be undervalued, because quite frankly, palladium and platinum move the most today. Gold, for some strange reason, all these are manipulated clearly, but at least they went in the positive direction like they should. Because when the stock market goes down, when inflation is high, gold, silver, and precious metals should move. It should have already moved, but they're not. That's just because they're manipulated. Now, let's go look at our other stepchild, crypto. Does this mean crypto went down? Because you guys know it's been matching the market. So does that mean, let's go find coin market cap. Does this mean we are down today? Let's go look. Um, Hard to say. Oh, down, following the market. This is not a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. This is really, really not a good sign, because if crypto does what the market's doing, that's not good. Even with our projects that we have, and we're earning 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%, 6% a day, it doesn't help us, ladies and gentlemen. That's the bad part. Speaking of the bad part, it looks like I didn't have anything down below in the description, so we will have to add some things. But remember, we're supposed to be making passive income on some of these projects. Now, I will say it's very, very interesting that the COPS project, that works a little bit differently, COTPS project, because that's allegedly, and again, I use the word loosely, allegedly, they're using trades. So it has nothing to do with the value of the coins. They're actually giving you a percentage. You're providing liquidity basically for trades, is the way I can explain it best. And so therefore, you're getting your 3% daily because you're actually the middleman. So therefore, you're still going to make money. So that's why COPS, so far in 3 months, it's still rolling. So it's still producing money. You double your money in 30 days, every 30 days, because 3% a day, or let's say 3.2, 3.3 times 30 gets you 100%. So at the end of a month, it's 100% on your money. So far, they've been in business 3 months, coming up 4 months. So, what can I say? That appears to be an option for you still, even when the economy goes down. And there's another company named, I was going to talk about it today, but I didn't even have enough I had to do something else. But the swap, I'll just say swap, because I'm going to actually talk about this maybe tomorrow. But it works, except they give 6%, which means you're going to double your money in about 17 or 18 days. It would be 15 days, but you don't get to compound every couple of hours. You compound once a day at 6%. So 6 times 15 gets you 100%. So it should, in essence, in 15 days, you should double your money with the other program. So you guys are going to have to stay tuned. I kind of teased it the other day. I should have got that done last night, but I did not. So anyhow, just letting you know, here we go. But Victor Marrero, good points about retirement funds are being erased. Just keep in mind, some people do have like $1 million and they do follow the index fund. So temporarily, if the index fund does go down 2%, that's not just like $2 or nothing. That's significant real money that's coming off of their bottom line that they can earn on. And if it drops like 10 or 20%, that's 200 grand. That's already happened. We're already in bear territory. We're entering correction territory here, which means you have to be at 30% or more to get into correction territory. If you had $1 million and it's down to 700, you wouldn't be very happy right now, right? So just think about that. Wilson Koo, good evening, sir. Leah Dennis, hello, evening. Victor Morrell showing the love. I agree, Victor. These are the times that test you in belief in your picks and objectives. Exactly, Professor Antival. Are you supposed to buy more because the price is going down? Or are you supposed to panic? Or are you just supposed to hold? What is it? Panic, sell? Who knows? Antival, good evening. The E fees to create a stronger note are ridiculous. Tell me about it. There's a guy that reported today, I think he was trying to move like $10,000. And it was something like $800, $900 fee or something on the ETH network at the time. I was like, this is insane. That's insane. I tried to create the eighth node today and the fee was 87. What? I obviously did go for it. I'd rather keep them under claim. Compounding, yeah. I hear you. That's crazy right there. because we're at, oh man, speaking of that, hold on, ladies and gentlemen, we got to go look at Stronger. That means Stronger probably went down even more, ladies and gentlemen. This is incredible. This is incredible what's happening. Let me go see what that, oh my, it's getting down there with drip. Holy smokes, if it's 44, it's 43. That's $436 get you a node. Oh, well, 400 and we'll call it $500 get you a node for Stronger right now. 10, you have to buy 10 coins. That's $436. And yeah, we'll call it about 75, 85. He just said 90, it could be. So we'll be about 540, 525, somewhere in there. So we'll call it 525, 550 is what it's going to cost you to get your 10 coins. And then they give you 10% of the coin price, which is $4.36 at this price point every day. All right. That's cool. But that's what we're talking about here on how to get financial freedom in a bad economy is if you have passive income coming in, the economy doesn't matter. But the economy does matter if the coin prices are going to go down with the stock market, which doesn't help you. We need the opposite effect to occur. We need the prices to stay the same as when we bought in. So then that 1% a day, 3% a day, 6% a day, 8% a day means something. All right. That's what we really want. And by the way, there's so many projects coming out these days that it's very, very hard. Very hard. Yes, I tend to wait for late mornings Eastern time. I will gladly delay to get a lower fee, not doing entangled nodes for now. Yeah, the entangled nodes, exactly. Not happening. There is real blood in the streets. Exactly. There's blood in the street. The Vanguard flagship VOO down almost 15%. I've never seen it that low. This is not good at all. Here we go. He's got it. Let's go check this VOO. This is crazy. Yeesh. This is insane. Holy smokes. This is crazy. Wow. Let's go see what happened the last 5 days. Not bad. Last month, 10%. 10%. Wow. Wow. Actually, like I said, there's two ways you can look at this because 15%, well, I'll put it this way. A 1% loss is a 10% gain when we're talking about velocity stocks. So when something happens with 2%, 3%, it's a good day for if you're on the other side of it. So let me go look at this because we talked about this a couple weeks ago. Here we are. Look at this. SQQQ. We talked about this 2 weeks ago on Monday, on Wednesday about should you be shorting the market? And this is a perfect example. Look at this, 13% for the NASDAQ. All right. Because the NASDAQ, what was it? 4%, some ungodly number today. 13% in 1 day, ladies and gentlemen. So that just gives you an idea. 51% in the last month. So remember, don't worry. I don't even know where to start because it almost sounds like we're bragging, right? But remember, there was a video I put out about a month ago that said stock market defense. And I was talking about the VIX, the SQ, the SDOW, things like that, right? Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. How to get financial freedom in a bad economy is when you know the stock market should be going down the tubes. It should have been going down the tubes for the last 3 years, quite frankly. But when they're buying up the debt of these companies and giving them loans at damn near 0% so they can stay afloat and go buy some more shares of stock to prop up the stock price, this is what we get. So again, some of you may be missing this when I sit here and I say how to get financial freedom in a bad economy. There's many different ways if you're willing to take the risk. We just showed you people are taking a risk in crypto, but you can also take a risk in the stock market. There's more than one way to skin a cat. This is why we always have to pay attention. and you make moves before. So you guys already knew the moves to make if you wanted to take that risk, because some people say don't fight the Fed. Well, who's fighting the Fed? The Fed already knows what's going to happen. They created the bubble. They have to relieve the bubble. So therefore, they have to increase interest rates. They have to stop giving these guys money so we get a true value of the stocks, so then they can inflate it again. Because you remember, we're down 15% in the VOO. What happens when it goes down to 20% below value, right? Now, remember, let me go back to the VOO, because SQQ, that's a short of the NASDAQ overall. But VOO is an index fund, ETF. So if this goes down another 5%, 10%, this, remember, 52-week high is 441. So in my opinion, we still have another 20% to go. That's the way I look at it. Another 10 to 20% is not going to be out of the question here. So the real question is, when this thing, if it gets down in the next month or so, gets down to $300, are you going to jump in on this? Because, ladies and gentlemen, just like what you would do, you're going to sit here and do the same thing. They're the CEOs of these companies. They know what they're doing. So they're going to let this thing, it's going to ride down. What are they going to do? They're going to use your money and they're going to reinvest, dollar cost average down. So then next year, you might see something crazy where it says, oh, well, this year we lost 5%, 12%, 10%. But next year, look at here, we've gained 20, 30%. And it'll all balance out. But that's the whole point. Aren't you supposed to be buying some more when it goes down below the values? How low is it going to go? We don't know. But some of us have a big smile on our face because we don't care, because we own velocity stocks, the VXYs, the SQQs, the SDOWs. So the more this goes down, the more we're sitting here going, okay, we have positives, and the positives are significant. All right. So just keep that in mind. Now, SSN Academy, SSN University, 40 minutes in. Please smash the like button if you like what we're talking about, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click the all notification bell, please. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. All right, that's where she was saying the Vanguard ETF down 15%. We did that. Yes, the R word and the D word are real possibilities. That's it exactly. Eric, I went for the new B&B Cross Farmer this morning, and it's on fire. Tomorrow at 10 a.m., another miner with the same mechanics goes live, B&B Lemon. The compounding clock is out of control. Yes, Victor Marrero, I kind of figured they would be out of control. There's everybody jumping in like normal on crypto. And, of course, things are going to be hot. We don't know how long it's going to be hot, but it's going to be hot. Congratulations. I'm glad you were able to get in on that. B&B Crops Farmer. I wish I could pull that up because we talked about it in the impromptu. There we go. I actually have it. So here we go. I can pull it up because some people may not be familiar with this. But once again, this is passive income, ladies and gentlemen. You want to make money, become financially free in a bad economy? Well, last night on the impromptu Thursday night live stream, this was brought up in BUSD Crops Farmer. I believe this is the one you're talking about, right, Victor Marrero? Let's see if this is the one he's talking about. B&B Crops Farmer. I'm hoping this is the one. But anyhow, 8% daily is major. 8% referral, major. 3% higher bonus, which is weird. Higher, I don't know what that actually means. I read it last night too, but higher is you're adding additional farmers. I don't really know, but nonetheless, 8% per day, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep in mind, just go with 100. So how many times does 8 go into 100, right? It's like 12 and a half times. So in theory and in reality, every 13 days, you're going to double your money. That's what it looks like. That's what 8% turns into. You have to understand that's what it is. So once again, that's a beautiful thing there. So let me know if this is the one you were talking about, or if there was another one that I missed. Let me go see, because I know there was an AVAX. Um, there's an AVAX one in case people are familiar. The USDC crypto, but it's AVAX related apparently. I don't know exactly how these work, but again, that's also 8%. And referral bonuses. So you can refer people just like the COTPS. I have the referral link down below in the description. So you can use that to get your 3% per day if you want. All right. So that's another way to do it. Good catch, Victor, but be careful. You can track the contract on Moonarch. When the amount in contract starts to drop, you can pull out before any rug pull. Hey, there we go. Yes, thank you so much, Professor Auntie Val, because you mentioned that last night. Moonarch. Here we go. Moonarch app. So it's moonarch.app. And in fact, we'll go look at it so everybody can see what she's actually referring to. Let me see what's happening here. This is a different screen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't see this screen last night, so I don't know what just happened, but it's okay. Is this, let's see, Ramstein, what, top gainers? Holy smokes, you got all kind of stuff moving around here. All right, let's see. I don't want that. I want miners, right? Let's see what's happening here. And it's moonarch.app/miners. In fact, I'll put it in the chat room so everybody that's here in the chat room can check it out if they want to themselves. There we go. And she was mentioning track the contract. Now, let's see. So these aren't in, hold on. Is this in any particular order? That'd be nice if it was. Okay. Ruby Mine. Okay. Let's see. I remember yesterday it was, here's the USD Crops Farmer. 428, half a mil. Let's see here if we can find this. BUS. Okay. Can I search? Here we go. See what we got. BUSD. Okay, I'm searching. Let's go. All right. No, that's not going to cut it. That's just doing the token. All right. I don't know what it's called, guys, so I'm not going to be able to pull this up relatively easily. But let's see what we got. I'll try one more time to pull it so I can find out what she was referring to with the contract. Maybe I have to bring on Professor Auntie Val one of these days, and she can go. Here we go. Here it is right here. BUSD Crops Farmer. This says 11 days, though. All right. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to go look at. Oh, it took me to the website. All right. So I can't see it here. So that means, well, maybe it's open contract balance chart. Here we go. All right. Let's go. So Professor Auntie Val checks the contracts to see what's happening with the, let's see if we can see it. There it is. Here's the balance at the top. 1.261 million already. Not bad. Straight up from takeoff. So there we have it. Now, if I have it right, Professor Auntie Val is saying what she said here, be careful. You can track the contract on Moonarch. Oh, okay. Hold on. It opened up a different screen. So, oh yeah, you guys got it. Okay. It does that. That's beautiful. It tracks it. And when the amount in contract starts to drop, you can pull out before any rug pull. Okay. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Something new every day that you can learn here in the SSN Nation, SSN Academy, SSN University. So thank you so much for mentioning that, Professor Auntie Val, because a lot of rug pulls are happening, ladies and gentlemen, especially when the price goes down. Good point. Thanks for providing that site yesterday. I watch it like a hog now. Plus, knowing what I know now, I will compound, but will also claim as early as 5 days into it. Exactly. There's always a strategy, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's BUSD Crops Farmer. The new one today was BNB. Ah, okay. So this is a different one. Baked waffles. BNB. So there's a new one. Not easy to find on here. Wait, this is kind of alphabetical. Interesting. Let's see if BNB was up here at the top. Nope, they're not at the top. BNB Lemon. Oh, in 11 hours. That's the one you just mentioned. You're talking about this one here. BNB Crops Farmer. Okay. All right. That's nice. Almost a mil, 922,000. And there we go. So I'm going to pull up the contract, courtesy of Professor Auntie Val once again, with important information. This helps out a lot of people. Let's see. Oh, we don't have an amount. Or wait, we do? We don't? What do we have here? We don't have an amount yet, apparently. So we'll have to see what happens tomorrow, I guess. But no, here it is. We have an amount. All right. Hold on a second. Let me see. I was on the wrong page. Here we go. All right. 922,000 at this price point. So now what I'm going to do is, this is going to be very interesting because BNB should be, that should be, well, it was 400 and something last week, I believe. Yeah, it's come down. So the fact that it's not 400 and something means it's stopping it from being at a mill, but it's going to be at a mill in the next 24 hours. We do know that, right? So that'll be part of their, I don't know if it's their treasury or what it's going to be, but they're off to the races. There goes another $1 million, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's happening with crypto. People are going from project to project. So that $1 million could have went into another project, and the $1 million that went into BUSD could have went in another project. So all these millions are being split up. So the market cap, let's just say a market cap was 100 million. But now you have 5 million going here, 2 million going there, 50 million going here, 2 million going there. So it's fracturing where money would be going. And also on the flip side, when there's rug pulls, those millions of dollars are taken off the table, meaning siphoned out of the system. So therefore that hurts the system. So that's why when there's bad projects and when people are doing rug pulls and scamming and doing all this stuff, that's why it's bad for crypto. And people don't understand this. They say, oh, I got my money. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. But pretty much everybody that's after you who didn't get their return on investment and everybody who wasn't able to get their money out, that means now in the crypto projects, they don't have that money to join us in another project. That's not a good thing. All right. So just keep that in mind. So that's pretty cool. The AVAX one is UDSC Crops Farmer. Yep, exactly. All right. No look in the Coin Explorer icon. Okay, let's go. So I didn't get there, or did I get there? I think I got there. Because that's what I don't know if that's what you're calling it, the Coin Explorer, but icon. But I think I got there, right? Let me know if I got there or not. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, you're talking about this aisle here, even though they don't say open contract code and open contract balance chart. There we go. All right. So baked beans has dropped under the tip. No, they're at 9 mil. So they're still going strong. They say 6 months, which is weird. 8% daily baked beans, BNB, but this seems to be BNB contracts, USDT, AVAX. Look at all these projects, though. See, look at this: 800,000, 86,000, 71,000, 29,000, 100,000, 600,000, 489,000, 857, 1 million. I mean, all this money is sitting in crypto. Imagine if it was consolidated into one project or 5 projects that definitely were giving people bona fide 3%, 1%, 2% daily. And don't forget, we still got Drip Network out here. We still have Strong Block out here. We still have all kind of different projects. Like I got Power Nodes, I got Vapor. And don't forget, we still have the DAOs out here, the Wonderland Times, the Olympus, the Klima. We still have these guys there. We have other DAOs that are out here who are holding millions of dollars of crypto. So remember that this could be very, very interesting if this was consolidated somehow. And that's the thing with crypto. If they would have just came up with some consolidation over the last 8 years, let's call it, instead of everybody trying to figure out their own coins and wanting to be separate, man, it's almost like the world stage, right? Everybody has their own currency depending on what country they're in. It's crazy. No look in the Coin Explorer. Okay, we got that. There you are. You can use that for full analysis of any coin. Thank you so much. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, Professor Auntie Val, since you're giving out lessons this evening, is there another like a Moon Arch that's out there where you can check the contracts, or are you using the contract address on anything? So whether it's Solana, whether it's Chainlink, whether somebody's on AVAX doing a project, are you just using their contract address and going to their scan? So like Snow Trace for AVAX, for instance. In fact, why don't I go look this up? Because isn't there an AVAX project? Here we go. So are they going to send me the Snow Trace? Yes, they are. So actually, you can do it on any of the blockchains. So they have $857,000 on Snow Trace. So yeah, so that's how we do it. So learn something new every day. I didn't never click on the Snow Trace or the contracts to check balances. But look at this: harvest rubies. So this is the rubies type of contract, I guess. Yep, it's definitely theirs. Harvest. People are harvesting, can't blame them. Quite frankly, if harvest actually means what I think it means, that somebody's selling. Okay. And that brings us up to something else. AVAX, crypto price. All of this stuff is falling just like the stock market. This is bad. Look at this. $63. This is bad. Like a month ago, this stuff was like $100 almost. Let me see what it was. Yeah, 103 was the high. We're down to $62 is the low in the month. Last 24 hours, it hit the 62.53. This is dropping like a rock. This is incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Scary at the same time. In fact, I was on the wrong screen, so you guys didn't see it. But we're talking about how to get financially independent during a bad economy. So again, it's mirroring the stock market. Now, here's the real question. Let me know, you cryptocurrency aficionados, because we have to have a conversation. We're trying to make money here, right? If the stock market goes down another, let's say 20%, that means crypto potentially could go down another 20 to 30% itself after it's already pretty much crashed about 90% on a lot of coins. What are you going to do when it goes down? If the stock market goes down, which I'm counting on it, and crypto goes down another 20%. So now let's just say that AVAX, instead of the low being $62 for the month, it's $45 for the month. Are you going to dollar cost average your way back just like you would do a stock? Or what are you going to do? Let me know, because actually we always have a playbook for everything. In crypto, I don't really have a playbook for crypto, because stocks, I know I'm going to do VIX products. I'm going to short products. That's what I'm going to do. In crypto, maybe somebody here knows where you can short crypto, because that's where you would be at. You'd be living like a king right now after these 90% drops. All right. So let me know what you can do in crypto if you can short the market. I'm pretty sure you can, because with every asset, you can always short it. So maybe somebody here knows about that, because that would be the move. All right. Let's see. Lessons learned. You need to be an early bird on these projects. For the B&B Crops farmer today, I literally pressed the buy button 1 second after the screen gate opened. I know the game now. Victor Morero, you know the game. Get in early, right? Because that's basically what it is. There's a whole bunch of people rushing in. The coin price or the project has referrals going. In fact, Victor Morero, you know you can drop your referral link down, because there's a referral link, or whoever's in that B&B or AVAX or whatever, you can drop it or send me an email, and you know I'll drop it in the chat, so everybody that sees it afterwards, they can sign up, hopefully under you if somebody sees the video, and go for it. I have no problem with that. That's part of being in the SSN Nation, and especially when you have the icon next to your name, nothing but love. So we can do it that way as well, and go from there. Let's go. Correct. Each coin and chain has an explorer that tracks everything. Remember, the blockchain is trackable and traceable. Exactly. Exactly. It is. And it didn't even dawn on me to even check contracts by themselves. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday night live stream. Also known as Mr. Financial is in the house. He says his tagline, good evening, SSN family. And I'm going to add the rest of the tagline, ABMM, always be making money. That's what we have to do here, ladies and gentlemen. Always be making money. That's what it's going to take. Just think of it this way. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give you guys some serious things to think about over this last week or so. I've been talking about this. Just think about what Victor Morero said earlier, when he mentioned that retirement may have to be extended till later. Look at this. What if you had $1 million in retirement sitting there today, or yesterday, or last month, and then you figure out a month later, you're sitting there going, wait a minute, I only have 800,000 in there. I thought I was going to be able to live comfortable the rest of my life. Then you realize, hey, I went to the grocery store today. I got 2 bags and that cost me $100 and some. And that doesn't even feed me for the week, the family for the week. I got to go get some more. So now I'm spending $400 for the family. All of a sudden you start realizing, well, wait a minute. This is not how I retired. I was comfortable. Now prices are going up. What I'm holding as far as assets and the stocks are going down. Wait a minute, I might have to start panicking here, because if this trend continues, I can have 700,000 and the cost of living keeps rising. So therefore, if I have to live another 20 years, now all of a sudden $35,000 a year won't cut it. That means I'm going to have to take risk. I'm going to have to leave my money in some place that's going to generate revenue or profits for me. Does that mean I'm going to go buy a business? Does that mean, what does it mean? So this is what I want you people here to understand in the SSN Nation. Just because you can retire comfy at 1.5 million or $2 million, that's not the end all. You have to put your money at risk. Otherwise, you're going to be eaten up by 15%, 20%, 50%, 100% cost of living increases. And once you stop working or don't have a business or don't have passive income, now what are you going to do? That's what you have to think about here. And that's why these videos of late have been the financial freedom and the bad economy, the lessons of Elon, because you're going to have certain things. You need assets no matter what happens, because you can always come back as long as you have assets. You can always come back as long as you have passive income. All right. So just keep that in mind. So again, Curtis Davis is here. He helps out during the day with the stock market on his channel, otherwise known as Chili Davis. You can go check him out. Chili Davis Stocks, I think we'll just call it that. You can go check it out. He gives updates. That means you can make some moves during the day, because you would have found out, unlike me today, you would have found out at noon that the stock market was going down like a rock. You could have made some moves. All right. So that's the things you got to think about. So that's how you get financial freedom in a bad economy. You make moves. You're the CEO of your life. Yes, Bybit, BitTrue, and other exchanges do offer the ability to long or short crypto. Crazy leverage available as well. Okay, I have BitTrue. I'm gonna have to go check them out because I don't look around really because I'm just basically in crypto. I'm just like transferring, done. I don't really mess around. But now we have to mess around because this crazy 99% of crypto price going down is just ridiculous. All right. So you have to take advantage, ladies and gentlemen. You're the CEO. You have to say, hey, I need to direct money over here in order to increase our profits, right? Because in this section, we're losing money. So this section, we need to either sell over here, put it over there, or leave it there and invest in here where it goes up on one side. So our ledger stays at least even, and maybe even the other side rises up. All right. And then we use that money on the other side and bring it back over here and buy the dollar cost our average down. So therefore, it works out. So that's what you have to think about. Andy Ortiz is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. He has the icon next to his name. Thank you so much for being here. And he says, hey, what's up, everybody? What's up with you, Andy Ortiz? Very glad to see you. It's all good in the house of the SSN Nation. So I appreciate to see you once again. Victor Morrell, I can see myself next year retired at the beach in Punta Cana watching my laptop and clicking the compounding and claim button with my left hand and holding the Corona with my right. That's life. Hey, Victor Morrell, all I can say is I can't even see that far with the world of crypto because all these projects literally have just lost 95 to 99% of their money. They haven't lasted a year. None have lasted a year with maintaining their coin price levels or even within a 10% range or anything like that. They're all 90% drops. And if that's any indication of the future, that does not bode well because unless somebody comes up with some stabilization situations, unfortunately, I don't see how we're not going to have another 90%. All right. But I do like that image, I must admit, clicking and compounding, although next year we should be up to auto compounding like how Hector does it, right? If you want to do it, it's got to be auto compounding after a year goes by because this stuff about having to click all the time, it should just be straight up when it reaches a certain number. You should be able to, these contracts, in fact, I'm going to make a suggestion. These contracts, they should make those where you can click on it and say auto compounding to create another node, for instance. That's what it should be, quite frankly. Why should I have to go back in once it here's that click gets to like stronger, gets to 10 coins? Okay, I want to do auto compound. Make it happen. Why do I got to come back in here and mess with it? All right. And vice versa. If I want to claim after 20 tokens or 20 coins, okay, I'll claim my rewards. But it should be automated at this point. Right? Why? But again, I'm going to say why it's not automated. And we know why, because I talked about it last night. Because there's so many rug pulls. There's so many scammers out here. There's so many projects that they know is just like Ponzi-nomics. They have no intention of it being around for a year or two. They're just doing the short-term thing and letting it go where it goes because every time there's a fee, a claim tax, or whatever taxes they want to use, that's going into the pockets of these guys. Plus, they control the treasury. So that's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen, that you have to be wary of. Wilson Koo, evening at Curtis D. Andy O. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please, 1 hour in, smash the like button. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. And last night, remember, I promised something about landauction.com. If you guys don't know the story, I'll give a short synopsis. About early 2000s. I think this is about right. Yeah, I think it's about right. Landauction.com was very prominent on TV. If people have been around the Southern California area or in the Florida area and like Miami's and New York's, and I'm trying to think if there was something in the Midwest, but there was something in the Midwest because my friend saw the commercial and he called me up, said, hey, man, I didn't know you were doing this real estate. So he's in Texas. So they must have did something in the Texas area as well. But they ran these commercials. So I'm going to show a commercial that I found on my computer that crashed like 10 or 12 years ago. And I started laughing because it was a land auction commercial. Now, I'm also in their infomercial, but I didn't even realize they did that infomercial and put me in the info. And I'm in two of their infomercials, but I don't have the footage. But I do have this 1 minute or almost minute and a half commercial. And you guys will see there was people going in, buying real estate, buying land, because I told you the story before. You used to be able to buy, you still can do it. Discount Lots, I think, does it. And in fact, I think Discount Lots is land auction, quite frankly. But you can buy land, put down like, I don't know, $1,000 or $500, and then they'll finance it. And this land is acres. And the acres generally does not have water on it, doesn't have any utilities to it. Every now and then, though, they do have something for sale that will have utilities on it, which makes it very interesting when that happens, because that increases the value, of course. Now, the question is, when the economy goes bad, is it time to get into land? Generally, it's not, because the land price drops. Because remember, the building sitting on the land is more valuable than the land itself. So if a building, your home, let's say, costs $300,000, the land has a value, the home has a value. So the land might be worth 100 grand, your building structure might be worth 200 grand. All right, just as an example. So what happens if that house all of a sudden is worth 150 grand? Clearly the land has to drop in value, right? So now instead of the land being worth 100,000, it might be worth 25,000. All right, or even 10,000. And I'll give you an example, and then I'll get into this video that you guys can check out and see if you can spot me in this thing. But anyhow, the thing is, I had a lot in Clear Lake, and in 2005 or 6, a guy calls me up and says, hey, you know that Lakeview lot that you have? You know, the one you bought for like $3 grand? I was like, yeah. He goes, somebody wants to give you $90,000 for it. I was like, what? What did you just say? I said, okay. I was like, I like this. So I go out there, and instead of doing the $90,000, I said, I'm going to build a house on here. Why? Because the price went up so fast and so high that now I could use my lot as collateral for a construction loan. That's right. You use your asset as collateral for the construction loan to build the house. Simple, right? That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. All right, just to give you an idea. So just like Elon Musk, what I started this out with, he's using his stocks as collateral to buy Twitter, some of his stock anyhow. Same thing can be done in real estate when you own land. So that's why if the price of properties go down, you don't have that luxury. Your property. So at the end of the day, that property that's 90,000, you can pick it up today, the vacant land, for probably 10. Just to give you an idea, even though the economy skyrocketed, the problem is the neighborhood went down overall in value. Yeah, down, ladies and gentlemen. So therefore, the land now is not worth that 90,000 the guy was willing to pay me. That's the difference. That's why you, land-wise, you have to have a reason to buy the land, all right? So in other words, you're going to buy land, and remember, you buy real estate because you already know how you're going to make money going in. And before I show you this, once again, you guys know I said this story before, but we might have some new people here. There's a guy named David. And the only reason I'm going to bring this up is because I'm just going to name drop, right? The guy, Ray Charles, had children, and one of his sons named David used to come to the land auction. So I didn't know who he was, but I saw him in LA area when I came down to San Diego. I saw him there. We talked briefly for a few minutes. He was like, I'm new here. What do you think what I should buy? And so I started explaining to him what I've been doing for like a year or two with land auction. I said, this is what you do. And then I saw him in LA up here at Universal by Sheraton for another land auction deal. And that's when he tells me the incredible thing. He goes, man, I've been watching what you've been doing at all these auctions. You keep picking up 3 or 4 of these properties. And I said, yeah. He goes, And I told him the story about how I sell it on eBay, and in 7 days I have all the money plus profits. And that's why Land Auction loves me, because basically they sell it to me today. 10 days later, the stuff is paid off, and they're just like, okay. And that's why I become VIP. But nonetheless, so we're talking, and this time at the Sheraton, though, he comes up there with a purpose. He says, man, I checked, I've been listening to you. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some property out at, like, I can't really remember what it was, like Palm Desert, Indio, Palm Springs, something like that. And he's like, I'm getting 40 acres. Because at the time, he knew that 40 acres in the middle of the desert was something like some ungodly number, 16K, something like that, 12K, 10K. It was so low, it was ridiculous. In fact, I don't even think it was 10K, quite frankly. So anyhow, he's sitting there telling me, and you know what he tells me? I said, yeah, but they don't have any water. They don't have any roads really out there. Most of the time it's landlocked. So he goes, yeah, I know all the stuff you told me. I checked it out. This is not landlocked. There's actually easement there. I went there. I talked to the owners around the property. He's getting this acreage, and he goes, I'm turning it into a recreational park. He goes, so therefore I don't need the water. I don't need anything, because I'm going to be selling the stuff there. I'm going to be setting up the dirt and moving the dirt around so people can do the jumps with the motorcycles, the ATVs. I'm going to have them coming out there doing all this stuff, and I'm going to have our own little stands where we're going to be selling stuff, and that's what I'm going to do. Unbelievable. And as it turns out, I'm going to tell you guys something that's crazy. He got like 40 acres because other people bought the previous 40 acres here and there in the same vicinity for like 16,000, 18,000, 20,000. There's a lesson to be learned at an auction. There's some people that plan on bidding, and some people who don't plan on bidding but raise their hand and get caught up. So what ended up happening? Oftentimes, I don't never want the property that I want to buy. I don't want it to be early, because you have a bunch of people who get caught up. You know, the auctioneers are going, hey, you want to do this, don't you? You want to own property. You want to get your own ass. You know, they're talking to people and getting them all hyped up. And so people are throwing money away, right? So they're getting them to bid up the price. And so then later on in the auction, people have already bought, so they're content, right? They don't even know what they bought, but you know what you want. So that's why I always liked it later. So he gets the same 40 acres that was going for 18K, 14K, 10K. He gets for $4,800. That's it. And to make matters worse, not for him, $1,000 down and something like $50 or $60 a month. And he was happy as hell. So now another auction is at by Anaheim somewhere. I can't really remember the hotel. And I see him there. The dude is so happy, and he sees me. He comes running to the back, and unbelievably, he's like, hey, man, I brought you a gift because I knew you were going to be here. And the dude is a history buff, so he bought me some history items and books and videos and things like that. And he's like, I just wanted to give you a gift because you helped me out. But this is the kind of stuff that happens. And discount lots, this is what you may want to start checking out in a bad economy, because they finance. And in fact, I'm going to show you that. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to actually run the video, so that way you know how we do it on Friday nights. Drip Animal Farm cryptocurrency is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here with the icon. He's got the notification. We're up to number 8, ladies and gentlemen. We need 3 more to tie the record. Thank you so much for that. And also, he has the next one. Excellent content. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate that. And speaking of Animal Farm, yeah, this is crazy, because Drip Animal Farm, that is earning 1% per day. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you jump on that. And there's a link down in the description. I don't have much down in the description because I didn't implement it, but Joshua Felder, once again, I keep mentioning this, he actually shows you how you can deposit into Drip Network 1% ROI daily. They're also at their all-time lows as well. So all you need is one drip to get in. You have to be referred. So that's why Joshua Felder's referral code is down below. And I added Drip Animal Farm cryptocurrencies because there's an animal farm. There's a referral for that. So you can go check that out as well. But the link's down below in the description. Now, what I'm going to do is I told you the story about land auction. So why don't I just roll tape? All right. Now, check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see. Let me go get this thing. And I'm probably going to, I don't know how long this thing is either. Oh, it's almost 2 minutes. Okay, cool. This is almost like, I'm trying to, anyhow, I don't remember where this or how this was, but I think this was like their late night commercial. All right, but it seems, I don't really know. So anyhow, you guys can check it out. You'll see people being happy, talking about it and all that. So I'll remove myself from the screen to get some background for you, but here you go.
Land. There's no better time to buy than now, and no easier way to buy it than at the big public land auction coming to a city near you. You bid, you win, you're a landowner.
We were maybe 3,000 less than what we expected to pay, so we're very happy. Very happy.
Very. We got a great deal for 2.5 acres of land.
Hundreds of parcels must be sold, from city lots to 10, 20, even 100-acre parcels. Now you can get clear titled land at auction prices. Call to register now to reserve your seat. It's free, and you get the complete auction catalog. You don't need to be a real estate expert to bid.
This is my first time, and it was so easy.
I love to work with them, and this is the first time I'm being here, but I'm planning to come back more and more and buy more properties.
Check out the properties you like. Look at maps online and at the auction. Do your homework, then attend the auction and win.
Great property. It was 5 acres, and I'm planning to do a lot with it, but I want to buy more properties now. That's why I'm here.
Land auction buying power means no middleman, no real estate commissions, and it's an auction, so you set the price.
I walked in and it was super simple.
You can get property 20%, 30% below retail value if you actually went there.
Down payments as low as $100, and land auction has easy financing available right at the auction.
Land auction financing was no problem whatsoever, sailed right through the process.
I'm not going to recommend land auction to anybody because then I'm going to give all the good deals away.
Visit landauction.com to see our auction calendar. Get ready to reserve your seat and come to the public land auction right in your city. It's free. It's fun. It's like nothing else.
Landauction.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just some old school love from landauction.com. Now, 1 hour, 22 minutes in, please smash the like button. And if you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. Click the all notification bell. That would help out greatly. All right, Wilson Koo, what's up, brother? From Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial. Eric, would you agree money, land is nothing but contract with a time frame? I agree with that totally. And once again, remember with real estate, you're always making money before you go in. Don't just buy real estate for the sake of arguing, just for the sake of buying. So another lesson at the land auctions, just like real life, you have to make these decisions. Like I said, people come to the auction. They're not, okay, let me explain. Let me do something real quick, because this was always unbelievable to me. Unbelievable. Let me go to discount lots. I think, sir, discountlots.com. This is unbelievable. Okay, so let's see here. Search for land. Okay, so let's just put it this way. All right, so look at this. This is 5 acres for $48.99. This isn't what I'm talking about, but could you guys imagine this right here? Imagine these lots are on an auction list. And I don't know where, oh, these are in Texas, San Bernardino. So let's just say these are on the auction list. I'm sure they have 537 properties. So let me just do it this way. All right. So these are in Arizona. All right. Clearly desert. All right. These are these 4 in Arizona. Could you imagine having all these properties on a list? In fact, here, I'm trying to see if they don't have a. This is crazy. Where's the real list? All right. But anyhow, my point I'm trying to make is this. Imagine that you have, they used to have like 200 properties sometimes, 150 properties. The auctions would go all day. But imagine you have 100 properties that you're going to deal with. And they're all over in a certain area. Let's just say Arizona, and I don't know where in Arizona these are. Can you guys imagine that somebody shows up in an auction, they actually bid on property that they did not even go look at, didn't research, doesn't know where it is, even though the auction booklet, it has the plat map, so it shows where it is on a map. It shows you other lots next to it. It'll show you maybe there's roads. But can you believe people actually bid without even checking anything? That is another thing that used to always happen at these auctions and probably still does. People will go on discount lots and go buy these properties because they're seeing this. Let me go get it up. 1 acre for $24.49. 1 acre, 1.26. So these are clearly already marked somehow. But people will buy these because it's $1 down, $219 a month. That is crazy, right? Not even checking out if it has water, sewer, garbage, electricity, or anything to it. They'll go out here and buy it. Let me see if I can find something else, though. This is not good. We have something in the middle of California. That's not good. What, can we get something nice around here? Can we get something nice? I don't know where their listings are. I'm in Cali right now, so let's go see what we got. Oh, finally. All right. So here we go. 2 acres, 3 acres, 20 acres, $39.99 in Kern County, California. $519 a month. That's crazy. There's one other thing about land, and again, this has nothing to do with our how to get financial freedom in a bad economy, but it kind of does. When the economy goes bad, you can pick up land for cheap. The land you want to pick up for cheap is the one you want to go look at and then says, hey, here's water, sewer, not water and electricity. Utilities are coming to the property. That's the one you want to get for cheap. You can still have these 2 acres, these 5 acres sitting around, but it would be awfully cool if you went out there and the 5 acres actually had utilities going to it and they were going to sell it at this price. A lot of people will not go out there, let alone be able to find the marker or find the property in itself. But all you have to do is call the county and find out if there's utilities going out there. That's pretty much it. And then your next question is, after you find out utilities or not, now you need to find out how much does it cost to get electricity to that lot? And then they're going to say something crazy, $10,000 per mile or $10,000 per half a mile. They're going to say crazy stuff. But here's the thing. If you get lucky enough to find out that property, let's say the utilities are, let's say, 1/10 of a mile away, and all of a sudden you're sitting there like, well, wait a minute. If I get utilities to this property and it's only going to cost me 15 grand, 20 grand, and I pick up this property for 12 grand, and now if I get utilities there, how much is that property worth? Now that increased the value. So it's worth it in a bad economy to pick up land, especially if you haven't in your parameters. Meaning, if you figured out, hey, this is what I can use it for, and Wilson Koo's probably sitting over here chomping at the bit going, hey, we can do this. I can get somebody to put something on that 20 acres. I don't care if it's in the desert because we are going to use our water system that can pull water out of the thin air. Water out of the air, ladies and gentlemen, that's a thing. And we can actually grow something out here. In fact, I know somebody that would put some things out there, and we'll have solar panels up there. I can do something with this 20 acres. I know, Wilson Crew, what you're thinking. Don't worry. I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. So that's why when the economy goes bad you start looking for cheap land. Just a little story, little tidbit, ladies and gentlemen. All right, because that's what we do here. SSNU, SSN Academy. All right, here we go. I want to go to an auction, Drip Animal Farm. Hey, man, I'm near Fresno, but can go to LA or Orange County. Hey, Drip Animal Farm cryptocurrency, ladies and gentlemen. That land auction was from like I said, it was 15, 18 years ago, something like that. So they don't have their auctions anymore. I don't know what happened, but they were called another company like NRLL and some other little stuff. So they probably did something. I don't know. But they were doing a lot of paper. They're running their own paper. So who knows what happened. But anyhow, they have auctions still. It's just not landauction.com. That's all. There's other companies that do auctions. There used to be another company called Talcon Auctions, and I don't think they're still around either, that I used to have a deal with on the East Coast. And that's why I had property in Tennessee at the Fairfield property that's gated, has its own little subdivision in where was it? It was in I want to say Murfreesboro, but it's not. It wasn't there. But anyhow, it was in Tennessee, and I actually bought like 3 lots, $300 each. It was crazy. All right. All right. Carly Lewis, welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And says, what's that, Uncle Eric with hair? Yeah, looking good. Thank you, man. Good content. Blessed night, everyone. Yeah, I just had a little bit more at the time, but you know, that's exactly right. That's right, man. Wilson Koo, evening at Drip Animal. Oh, man. Yes, you know what I'm thinking, sir. I know what you're thinking, Wilson Koo. I know. And that's why if somebody has thoughts of what they want to do. So you have thoughts and say, hey, I got 15 acres. I have 10 acres. I have 5 acres. You need to get in touch with Wilson Koo. He has people that could use your acreage. They'll lease it from you. Hear the word lease, rent from you. Hear the word rent. They'll set everything up. That's the best deal you can have. Just like if you had a lot, a retail lot, and McDonald's calls you up and says, hey, I want to put a McDonald's in the middle of your retail location in that parking lot you have over there. And you go, oh, yeah, I'll do that. How much you got? 20 G a month. Okay, cool. You can build your McDonald's over there. And then, yeah, give me that 20-year lease. Give me that 20-year lease, too, with a 3% a year increase. I mean, come on. That's what you would do, right? That's what you get to do, ladies and gentlemen, with land. There's opportunities galore that's rarely talked about, but I talk about it because there's times that you want to get land. And when a bad economy happens, that's when people do not want land. You know why? Because it doesn't generate income. It's sitting there. All you're sitting there is paying taxes every year. And if there's water coming to the lot or utilities coming to the lot, then you could potentially have other bills as well. If there's electricity coming, you don't use any electricity, but again, you may have some monies due. So it's basically, to most people, it's worthless, but you can turn it into something that's huge. All right. So there are all kinds of opportunities. And because you're in the SSN Nation, Wilson Koo, he's the man when it comes to this, because he actually has investors that are looking for land. And then in your own mind, just like I said, when he wanted to do that recreational thing my friend said, I'm going to do it out there. And he gave me all the reasons how he already is going to set it up. I was like, damn right, it works. So that's what you have to do. Just don't buy land and sit on it. You want to have a plan for that land. Like the reason the land in Clear Lake, I'll give you a perfect example. Reason why I bought it, when you're standing at the land, you could see the lake. It was lake view. So that always has value, right? So that's the whole point. You make sure. All right. Tennessee is a great area for short-term rental, especially around Gatlinburg. You damn right about Gatlinburg. I have a friend with a cabin there, and he's bringing about $100K a year on rent. You're right about that. I have something at the Westgate, Smoky Mountain, Gatlinburg, and 2-bedroom unit in there, man. And geez, it gets crazy, especially when it's summer and fall. it gets real crazy. Prices generally aren't that high in Tennessee, but during certain times of the year, it's phenomenal. So I believe all of that 100K is definitely true. And especially if he has it in a great location, because it depends on where you're at. But nonetheless, that works out. And yes, there's hidden spots around America, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. Let's get into it. You know, I had that promo for land auction. That means I'm also going to throw the other promo in. Here we go. Let me throw another one in here. All right. In fact, because we're talking about Tennessee, why don't I throw this one in?
Come on, come on.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That's how we do it. Got to have a little fun while you're out here making a little money, right? Don't think that you have to keep working your behinds off all the time, not having any fun. SSN Lifestyle. And oh, by the way, there actually is an SSNLifestyle.com. You can actually go check it out. There is going to be passive income every month coming in. That's right. Memberships in order to make additional revenue streams, passive income. You can refer other people to some of the products. Hot deals are there. Some other things are coming. And Ring of Fire, where we can actually do group economics, where you can actually join in an investment, where you also receive passive income. This is going to be not like any other membership type. And by the way, Founders Club members, yes, it does cost, it's pricey, but there's other membership levels as well. And you can make money by referring other people as well. But the main focus is always on financial freedom. All right. So the link is down below in the description as well. That's been added. And also the free stocks from Robinhood and Webull, in case you're new here. And oh, by the way, everybody who's here tonight, did you guys open up your Webull lately? I opened up Webull early this morning, and they have a promotion that if you refer other people, they're talking about 17 stocks. Can you believe this? For you, the person that refers other people. 17 stocks. That's crazy. Crazy. And the other people get like 2 free stocks just for using your link. And then I think they get another 3 stocks if they deposit like $10. I mean, or more. It's crazy. But anyhow, the link down below for Robinhood or Webull for your free stocks, they're down below. All right. It's that simple. So keep that in mind. All right. Now, 1 hour, 38 minutes in. If you like what we're talking about, please subscribe to the channel. But again, how to get financial freedom in a bad economy? There's many different ways. So don't go hide your head in the sand. Just think about, hey, I'm losing revenue here. Then I have to try and move to make something else happen. That's all there is to it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And oh, by the way, I don't do enough promotional work here, do I? Stop Struggling Now gear, the new Nobody's Coming to Save You. They're limited. Again, we've already sold several of them. So there's not all sizes. So you're going to have to go to the stopstrugglingnow.com website if you want one of the units of one of the t-shirts or hoodies. So let me see if I have some things. Here we go. I'll show some of what they look like. This is Nobody's Coming to Save You. That's the new one. All right, here's the hoodie edition. There's only limited editions of that as well. I think there's only like a 2XL or a 3XL even left, if I'm not mistaken. But anyhow, go there. It's all based on that. There goes an SSN Nation hat even, nonetheless. That's available. All right, so that gives you an idea. And then this is what the pink version for the ladies. There's limited amounts of that. So again, nobody's coming to save you. There goes another one. So that's how we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Got to do a little promotion for that. Although I don't have the link down below in the description. It's all right. I'm about to add it, though, while we're talking. So let me know what you guys think. I know you guys always have some information you want to share where you would say, hey, Eric, I have some business opportunities. Last night, a lot of you weren't on the impromptu Thursday night live stream. So you missed out on the BUSD and the AVAX, the Ruby Mines, and all this that we were talking about. You could have got in early today as well. And then you missed out on the Ape coin that I was talking about, and even the Ape coin. Speaking of Ape coin, here we go. That's crypto. All right. So here, let me do it this way. I want to do it several different ways. Becomes largest metaverse token, surpassing Mana, Sand, and AXS. Okay, that's cute. That's nice. Guess what? Bored Apes, other side metaverse drops this weekend. Yes, that's dropping. Read this before you go all in on ApeCoin. That's cool. Here we are, ladies. That's 2 days ago, so I don't want to see that. Hold on. I'm going to bring something up because it should have dropped, right? Wouldn't we think it should have dropped? Should have dropped. Let's see what happened. Okay, this isn't it. That's not what I'm looking for. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Oh, it's not what I don't want to see Coinbase. All right. I want to see Coin Market Cap. There we go. It did drop, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, didn't drop. Well, it did drop to 18 today, but it recovered because it was in the 20s yesterday. And again, do your own due diligence, do your own research, check it out. Just look around for some late night. It did the dip. It came out recently. So therefore, this has ran up. In fact, let me do it this way. This has ran up a little bit, just a little bit, not much major, but here we are. All right, 7 to 22, so 300%, 200%. So there you go. There we go. So just giving you guys, that's my little sleeper for crypto right now. That's my little sleeper in the metaverse. So whether you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coins or portions thereof, it's up to you. Do your own due diligence. Check it out. All right. Let's see. Here we go. Creating paper, money. You just have to have valuable asset or service behind it. Exactly. That's all you need. Thank you. Good evening to everyone. Drip Animal Farm Cryptocurrency says, Victor, yes, that's prime spot for Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Virginia couples looking to get away for a weekend. Oh, yeah. And they have events there as well because that's in the heart of country and Western and shows. So that's always a good place to have a spot in Gatlinburg and even in Pigeon Forge area. So it's very interesting how that works out. All right. Smoky Mountains, Gatlinburg, got great views. Exactly. Appalachia. Exactly. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we've talked about several things on how to get financial freedom in a bad economy and the Elon Musk lessons. In case you weren't here with us early, Elon Musk has pledged a large percentage of his stock as collateral. He didn't sell all of his stock to go out here and buy these other companies or invest in other companies. He's getting loans against his stocks. That's why you buy assets, ladies and gentlemen, whether assets are crypto, whether assets are real estate, or whether assets are stocks. Hell, assets could be, in fact, think of crypto as the same in the real world. Those bored apes, right? Worth potentially hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. You could actually get a loan against that, I would imagine. But in the real world, you can actually use your painting as collateral. It's an asset. All right. Same kind of thing. So that's why you want assets. However small the asset may be, that's why you want assets. So there we go. That's how you get your financial freedom in a bad economy. Also, what else happens in a bad economy? Values of assets get deflated across the board. Generally, what's not supposed to be deflated is gold, silver, precious metals. Now, that so far is unbelievable that gold and silver are not triple what their price is. That's still remarkable. But in a bad economy, those things start rising. So even if you got in today at what was the silver was $22, but we know they're going to add a premium of 25%. So $29 a coin for something that's worth 22 against the rules. But at least on the gold front, 4% premium is more palatable. So therefore, buy some gold, right? There you go. You can buy a tenth of an ounce if you can't do a full ounce. You can buy a half. You can figure it out. All right. Or you can buy a few ounces at $1,900 an ounce. Either way, you should get yourself a little bit, because if this thing turns very, very bad, those items will increase in value. All right. Just letting you know, you have to be diversified. We talk about this all the time. So hopefully that helps out. Now, let's see. We have Obsidian Lion, the code keeper, in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Very nice to see you with the icon next to your name. And let me know, since he just showed up, did anybody see that, receive the YouTube notification, and or did you see the trailer? Let me know. Hey, he is very savvy, that Elon, but the Duke of Financial Literacy is here. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You're damn right. He's very savvy. The trust fund kid, he's always going to be savvy because he knows the game. He's been in it ever since he was a tyke. Okay. Ever since he was a little kid. Remember, he's trust fund kid. That's all I can tell you. So he knows how this game played. He knows they don't use their own money. They use other people's money. Let them take the risk in reality. So that's what he does. He's learned the lessons. He knows how it works. And that's why here in the SSN Nation for 3-4 years, I've always been talking about derivatives. So everybody understands you can use a piece of paper as collateral. Just like, again, in case you're new here, don't know what derivatives are, just put it this way. So let's just say I always use the gym because that's so simple. You have a gym membership. You're going to pay $22 a month. The gym just signed up 1,000 people. So that's $22,000 a month they're supposed to get. They go down and take that piece of paper down to some finance company and says, hey, look, this is $22,000 a month coming in. There's like, that's worth $200 and let's say $40,000 a year. How much will you give me now? And they go, oh, we'll give you $75,000. Okay, here's the paper. And that's why most fitness places, you are paying a finance company. All right, same kind of thing. That is a derivative. So derivatives work all kind of ways. So when Elon says, I want to buy Twitter, what does he do? He says, hey guys, I have, like 50 or $60 billion worth of stock in Tesla that I can use as some sort of collateral. And they say, oh, yeah, we'll give you that $15 billion or $20 billion against your collateral for those shares of stock. You don't have to sell those shares. You still own them. But that collateral will give you some money for that paper out of thin air, ladies and gentlemen. And so that is what all the top 10%ers do. That's what you can do with your house right now. Well, maybe not now, but some of you with your house, You have $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 worth of equity. You can actually refi your house. Well, maybe you don't want to refi because the interest rate is probably higher than what you have right now. Or you can do a home equity line of credit. Use it, because once the economy goes bad, they'll cancel it because your house won't be valued as much. But you use it and go out here and buy yourself a multifamily piece of property. So then you have revenue coming in all the time. That's simple. All right. It's not that hard, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you got to do. So just giving you that idea. No, thank you, Eric. Stocks took a dip. Obsidian Line, the co-keeper. That's right. It's beautiful. We want the stocks to take a dip, because if you're going to be savvy about investing, that means you're going to be picking up when there's blood in the streets, such as now. And that means you're going to be picking up some shares of stock at 20, 30, 40% off potentially. That's right. I said it, 40% off, which would mean that's a crash. I think it's coming. And that's why Obsidian Line, the co-keeper, we talked about velocity stocks the past, well, few months, few years, but that's why we were talking about the VIX, the velocity stocks, the UVXY, the VIXY, the SQQs, and things like that. And so just in case you came in a little bit later and people don't know what I mean, we talked about this earlier. Just to give you an idea, because the stock market on the NASDAQ went down 4% today. But if you would have been holding the SQQs like we talked about a week ago or 2 weeks ago or a month ago, the stock market defense video I made like a month to 2 months ago, I mentioned shorting the stock market. The stock market is now down like 20, 25, 30% for some shares of stocks. And as you can see on NASDAQ, a 4% drop apparently means on SQQ about 13% increase. So if it's dropped 20%, then you kind of know what the number should be. 13 times 4, right? 13 times 5, somewhere in that vicinity. 45 to 55% increase from the time of their high, and it's dropped like 20%, 30%. That's what it should be. And that's what it is. So that's why we'll get something like, what do we got? 45% just in 1 month, 45% in 6 months. So you would be good with 45%, right? On your money in 3 months or 6 months or even 1 month. So that's all I'm trying to say. That's what we have to do here. I went on a shopping spree in the market. Okay, Obsidian Line, the co-keeper, he said he went shopping. This is what he did. This is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. He believes in the stocks that he's purchased. They went down 20% or 10% or whatever it's went down. He said, I'm picking up some more with his dollar cost average. So Obsidian Line, the co-keeper, what are you going to do if the prices go down another 10%? Are you going to continue to go shopping? That's the question. You believe in the shares, you're going to buy some more, right? To reduce your dollar cost average. I believe that'll be the case. All right. That's what we're talking about. Well, it's an hour, 53 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm probably going to wrap this up a little earlier than normal. But if you want to talk about anything, please let me know. All right. And pay attention for the road trip to continue starting tomorrow. All right. That's right. It's starting tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. So do you think we are in a recession, Eric? Yes, all the numbers indicate we're in a recession. It's already begun. And that's the thing that you have to remember. A lot of people don't realize we're already in a recession. Inflation is already 40, 50% if you count the last 2 years. And then if you count going to the grocery store and gas and things like that, then you already know some things have already priced out 100, 150, 200% more than what it was just a year ago. So you're already in a recession. It's just been in denial because this stock market, which everybody seems to want to measure the economy by, except for people in the know, that's not the economy. That's just the top 10%ers economy. It's just they get delayed. So we've been in a recession the whole time. They just delayed it on the metrics that we call the stock market. And that's why they gave them free money and to be able to buy their shares just so the share price can stay propped up. That's why they give them loans, all that kind of thing. So we're already in a recession. There's nothing about not being in a recession. Now, the question is, are we going to the Great Recession situation, 2008, 2009? And because we're over $30 trillion in deficit already, are they really going to try and bail somebody out with trillions of dollars? Or are we going to return to some sort of a resemblance of a capitalist system? And without returning to a capitalist system, that means the middle class is getting wiped. What you thought you could afford at 60, 70, 80, 90,000, you now are going to have to be making 120, 30, and 40,000. That means the middle class is wiped because no employer is going to raise your wage. Or even if you're running a business, you're not going to be able to increase your profits 20, 30, 40% year over year in a bad economy. All right. So face facts. That's what's going on right now. All right. Looks like Pocahontas Will Heights in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Friday Night live stream. Thank you so much for being here, and very nice to see you once again. And says good to see you again. Been a while. Yes, it has been. Thank you so much for checking back in. We're still here. SSN Nation, SSN Academy, SSN University, where it's the no guru zone. Check. We're still here, still making it happen, still giving people valuable information that they can use for the rest of their lives. And thank you so much for your support by checking in. I appreciate it so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, please, if you like what we're talking about, subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell down below at the bottom, the very bottom of the description. Please sign up for the newsletter. I wasn't able to get a newsletter out today, so that means 90% of the time I send a newsletter out before I do a video upload or before I do a live stream. Today was an exception, but again, it happens. But just letting you know, I'll be sending out an email letting people know to check the replay, but nonetheless, make sure, please, at the bottom, go sign up for the newsletter because YouTube doesn't like to send out notifications. All right. So that's all there is. Did you get any updates from the beach, the hotel issue? Yes, Victor Marrero, I thought you heard me last night, but the hotel is gone away. This is true. And it was going to be a Marriott hotel, which is surprised me. And then I was very happy that it's not Marriott because I own with Marriott in the timeshare situation where they're running the timeshare and all they're doing is siphoning off our HOAs, our maintenance fees. And basically the timeshare owners are paying for the upkeep for the hotel operations, and they're still getting to run it as a hotel. And they still get to claim developer units. So availability is limited, all this crazy nonsense. So I was very happy to hear that Marriott wasn't going to be a part of the equation. The good news is they decided to just go in-house straight up. They said they're going to do 30 plus platforms online to help owners rent out their units. They're going to take a management fee. They didn't tell me what the fee is, but we know it's going to be 30% probably. But yeah, so, and the other thing is the restaurants, the spa salon, the event room and all that is still going to be there. The pool's still going to be there. The hotel that is there is, well, it's not there yet, but it's still going to be there. But the rooms are just going to be condos like they were going to be originally anyhow. Instead of hotel rooms, they're going to be actually condo rooms. Simple, just no hotel officially, but there's still going to be a check-in desk. There's still going to be somebody there to help people. So it's kind of cool. I don't know if anybody's used to living in condo projects. If anybody lives in Miami or even Orlando or any big city, and a friend of yours lives in a condo project, you know, you walk in and they generally have a front desk, or they have a doorman, or they have some security to check, make sure you live there. It's the same thing. They're going to do it the same way. So in their case, they're going to be like if you're in downtown Miami and you're going to a condo, and generally there's a front desk. It looks like a front desk. There's somebody there, security and other people, agents, and you have to show your badge or card or key, or they know you, right? So you go in through there. It's going to be the same thing. So that was good news. So the only thing that changed was the banner, and everything else, the amenities and all that, still going to be there. And they're still going to actually run it as a rental for owners only, not as a hotel. So you're going to have to pay their 30% fee. So that's the cool part. So all good. Thank you as well, hon. Thank you so much, Victor Marrero. So there won't be a lobby, just a regular Airbnb type of check yourself style. No, there will be a lobby. Just like when you go, if you've ever stayed in Miami at condos, or any in Orlando, I'm pretty sure they have it as well. If you go to a friend's house and they live in a high-rise condo, you walk in and there's always a lobby. So it's the same thing. They're going to have a lobby. It's just not a lobby for checking people in like a hotel. It's like you already have your reservation through the platforms. So when you come in, they'll either have it a box in the back with your room keys or whatever the arrangement is. You can see somebody to get your key. That's all they're going to be doing, and help you out with, hey, here's some amenities of the place or whatever. But it's not like you're checking in with your credit card and doing all that. That's not what they're doing. So they're basically just going to be there to help people out when they come into your condo in the building. There have to be security, and there has to be somebody to get you to your room, give you your key. In the Philippines, the Chinese were in the Philippines creating all the high-rise, not all of them, but a lot of the high-rise condominium projects. And literally you walk in the building and all they would have is like a 8-foot table. And it would be cool, of course, but an 8-foot table. And how they had it set up is behind that table, they would have boxes, like mailboxes. And so when you come in and you say, hey, I'm here to stay, my name, they would pull out envelopes, and in the envelope, it would have your room key and some instructions, like the Wi-Fi code and things like that. So they weren't checking in that, but they were doing the Airbnb. So they would just give us the envelope and say, here's your room. Here's the information. You open it up, look at it, go, yeah, okay, this is my room. Now, if there's a problem, that was the other cool part. If there was a problem in your room, you could call downstairs, because they act just like management. Hey, the Wi-Fi code doesn't work. The TV, because this happened actually, the TV doesn't work, right? The channels don't come on, whatever. The TV comes on, but the channels, they don't show. So they actually had somebody from maintenance come up and fix the TV while we're out. So that's the things that they're going to be doing. They'll be doing the management part. They're just not going to have it as Hotel Marriott or whatever. It was going to be Marriott, and you're not checking people in, and people aren't checking in and out through the hotel, leaving their credit card. So hopefully it's going to work out great, quite frankly. And in fact, I like that. And I told them, I said, I like that even better, because now the HOA money isn't going to be going to Marriott for their inflated price for their whoever they want to give money to, because knowing them guys, they'll probably give money to the board members. They'll probably give money to all kind of people, because it's not their money. So this way we get to keep it in-house, and in-house is a lot better, because they're going to be, they'll be taking it a little more seriously, because it is member owned, so to speak, or ownership owned. And there's not like a blow off. Like Marriott could always say, call the corporate office. Right now you're sitting there going, they are the corporate office. What are you guys going to say? They can say, call the corporate office. But now the people are like, we'll go to the corporate office. You're the corporate office. You're here. You're representing. You're the guys. There's nobody to call. So I like that a little bit better, in my opinion. Do some elite players use card counting as a poker strategy? Just curious. Yes. And I don't mean to call it card counting, because you can't, it's not really card counting, because when people are holding, because remember, there's different games, but let's just say there's no limit, right? So, and there's 8 people at the table. 8 people at the table are holding 2 cards. Then you have a deck that's been cut and run by a card machine most of the time these days. So it's not really like you can count the cards. They're in the true sense of a 21. But what'll start happening though is you'll be able to play 21 a lot better. I'll put it that way, because you'll know the card count. Not so much card counting, but what I mean to say by that is you'll notice, because you play poker by percentages the right way. So you'll start seeing, let's just say a 10-3 comes up in somebody's hand, and you'll see like a 7 and a 10 in another hand. By playing poker, you already know, you're like, wait a minute, there's only 3 or 4 of those left. There's only 2 of those left. There's only 1 of those left. So when you're playing 21, all of a sudden you start transferring into this, wait a minute, you got like 14, and you're like, okay, there's like 6. You start counting things up real fast. You're like, wait a minute, there's like 20 cards that I won't bust on. So now you're like hit. So you already it changes everything. It goes reverse if you play poker, because you have to figure out what's in somebody else's hand and what's the odds of them holding that, and all kind of these things come into play, but not real card counting like you would think. It's more like percentage of them holding it. So it works a little bit differently. There's no card counter that's like a poker player winner. I'll put it that way. All right. Nobody's running tables. It's not like that. You can't count cards because there's way too many cards that people are holding. You have 7, and if you're playing in tournament play, then there's 10 people at a table. So there's no way there's 20 cards out, and they burned like 1, and there's 3 face down on the table. There's no way you're going to know who's holding what. And by the way, I got to talk the poker thing. That's cool. I think it's worth having someone saying hello as soon as you come in. That puts it at another level. Happy for you. Exactly, Victor Morel. That's it. Exactly. That's all you can ask for. That's what you want. All right. So, wow. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, exactly, man. Poker's not for the faint of heart. Quite frankly, I'll put it this way: the more you play, you're giving yourself a better chance to end up at the final table and possibly win some things. All right. But what ends up happening is just like anything else in life. Once you start playing and it becomes popular, all of a sudden people get smarter, right? Because what at one time a person would do certain moves, the next time those moves are mute because people don't care about that move. They've already figured out the 3rd and 4th move that's going to come after they do their move. And so people get better. So at one time, just so in case you guys don't know, some of you don't know, I used to play professional poker. So when I first started, there was a big gap between a very good player and a good player. Even there was a huge gap. But over time, because more players started coming into the playing poker, and because online became a thing and you play more hands online and see more situations, you learn a lot faster. So it ended up being, after 4 years, 5 years, it ended up being where very good and good, marginal. It was like marginal. And the fact that it's marginal also means it's based on percentages. So at one time, when you're sitting there going 20% chance that the other person can win, and 80% of the time you would win, or 75% you should win, and 25% they should win, those little margins ended up being 60-40. So what we call coin flips started happening much more often because people recognized how many chances or outs, as they say, you could have. And so when somebody has 6 or 7 or 8 outs, so to speak, that's already at around 18-19%. So if somebody says, hey, I'll take this chance 18% of the time, that's 18% of the time means it's going to happen 18% of the time. That's the odds. So even though you're so far ahead, like a 70, 75 to 25 or 80 to 20, 20% happens. So 1 out of 5 is going to happen. And that's where the problem comes in. So now people recognize that they even have a 1 in 5 chance they can win a big pot. So they'll say, I'm going to go for it. And then some people realize, oh, wow, I thought I only had a 20% chance. But when they turn it over, they find out they had a better chance, 40% chance. And so you have enough of those people taking these chances of 40%, 20%, 30%. You're not going to be able to run the table. Somebody's going to hit that 10% or 1 out or whatever. It happens. And quite frankly, that's why I stopped playing, because at one time I had a 60%, actually it was higher than that, 67% ROI in poker. It was unheard of. And then as each year kept going by, after about year 3 or 4 on the online poker situation, it started dropping 50%, 45%. Then it gets down to around 30. Then it's not even worth it. So that's the whole point. So as people get better, there is no such thing as being elite. And like right now, there is no such thing as being elite. What it basically is it's based on who is staked. There's a difference. Who is staked by a poker room or an entity where you're entering for free. That makes your mindset a whole different ball game than if you're having to put up your own money. And that's what this has come to, right? So if you are sponsored professional and you don't have to worry about paybacks, that gives you a leg up. If you are a professional that borrows, then that will affect your play, because now you don't want to bust out of tournaments. There's a whole little underbelly of professional gambling or professional poker that the majority of people don't know. So when Obsidian Line says things like elite, that's why I always have to be like, I kind of cringe, because you don't know how these guys that you may see at the World Poker Tour on TV or the World Series of Poker, you might see them at the final table several times. But what you don't know is they already gave up like 50% or 60% of their wins, because that's how much of the entry they gave up. And so even though the guy might win $1 million, he really only won like 400,000 or 200,000 if he gave up enough of the action. So, or he may have an IOU because he didn't even cash at the previous 4 or 5 tournaments when people bought pieces of him. So there's this little underbelly that a lot of people don't realize. And so I used to always say, like, most people have heard of like Daniel Negreanu and maybe Phil Ivey, these type of what you would consider elite players, right? Well, when they walk into the poker room, if they were most of the time sponsored, so they're going to play totally different. They're loose and goose and don't care and all that. So if they have a $10,000 buy-in already paid for, they're going to play different than you, who you walk in with putting down $10,000. You're not going to be playing all like crazy, right? So you got to keep in mind, that's why when you say elite, it's not what it appears to be. It might be based on because you're sponsored. It might be based on that you're borrowing and you have a backer, because people have backers that'll let these guys run for ever, 2, 3, 4 months and be negative $600,000. I mean, it happens. So you could tell I know nothing about poker. Hey, Obsidian Lion, the code keeper, a lot of people who play poker know nothing about poker. And that is where the problem comes in, is when you're sitting at a poker table, whether you're playing cash or tournaments, your competition may be sitting there for free. So, and what I mean is they're sponsored, or they might even be a house player if you're playing cash games, because that's the other dirty little secret. When you go to play in Vegas, sometimes the poker rooms have their own people. They have 1 or 2 or 3 people at the table to make action happen, right? They don't want to have empty seats. So there may only be like 3 or 4 people playing, but then they'll bring in their own player, 1 or 2 players. They give them money to sit at the table to create action so people play poker. So that happens. There's all kind of stuff that happens. And so therefore, that's why being elite is a word that I don't usually use when it comes to poker. I just know these guys can win. But if you get to play 25, 30 tournaments a year and you're backed, you're probably going to be in the money a higher percentage than somebody that has to pay every time out of their own pocket. All right, Vistacana won't be like that, right? Nope, they won't be like that. Those are like a renter comes in and press the door code, right? Exactly. That's what's going to happen at at Vistacana, because they're actually condos. Those locks you can program. Exactly. I'm on the fence whether I'll give my apartment for them to rent. Yeah, I have to agree, because they're at 30%, I believe, at your spot. Marrero, I think they're charging 30%. So I thought you were going to get a guy at 20. 20% is much more, I can deal with that. All right. It's just that extra 10%. It just adds up too much. I mean, we're talking about potentially, I don't know. This isn't Margaritaville type stuff, where we're going to be able to have like a 90 or 85% occupancy rate. At least I don't think so. Not with all these properties. I think we might be around 80%, which is still cool, but giving up 30%, when you're going to have a week basically, or 6 or 7 nights empty a month, that's not unless we're able, and I don't think we're going to be able to charge $400 a night or $500 a night for a 2-bedroom. The numbers from Airbnb don't show that. Now, if you say $300 a night, I would say okay, but that's $2,100 less some fees. So let's just say $2,000. Now you got to give up 30%. So now we're down to $1,400. That's a huge chunk in my book. So 20% is a little more. That's much better, in fact. All right. To professionally play, how much experience do you need? Obsidian line, the co-keeper. You don't need any. That's not okay. Just so you know, that's not how you determine if you're a professional or not. How you determine if you're a professional poker player is if you file your taxes that you're a professional poker player. Anybody can sit down at the poker table, just like when you're buying stocks and you say, hey, I'm going to buy this amount of stocks for $1,000. You're keeping track. And then when you sell, and let's say the stocks went up to $1,500, you exit, you have $500 profit. That's how much you got to pay tax on, right? As a professional poker player, you have to track every time you sit down at the table what your entry point is, what your exit point is. Every time you're sitting at the poker table, you're handling business, you order drinks, you eat some food, tax deductible. You're going to write that down. That means you're a professional poker player. As far as to play professional poker, you can go down to any poker room, whatever your size or your bankroll is. Remember, you should only be using like 5 to 10% of it. So that'll determine what cash games you would play at. So if you have $100,000, that means you could go down and sit at a cash table for 5 G's responsibly, because it's all about, you're a professional. It's about money management. If you lose the 5%, okay, we can come back again. But that's the whole point, because you can't win all the time. The odds are going to catch up with you. You're going to lose 20%, 40%, or flips, 50-50s. You're going to lose those. It just depends on, are those the ones you are all in or not, kind of thing. But that's what you want to do, right? So you sit down at 5,000. So generally you want 50 big blinds. That's you could sit down and play 5,100, but I wouldn't do that in this environment these days, because people don't care about that. So you should drop down. You should do like maybe 25-50. Well, I'm talking no limit, but 25-50, let's say, right? Because 50 big blinds is no longer a thing, because people are doing things like 4 and 5 times the big blind just to enter the pot, re-raise and doing crazy stuff. So that means you should lower it. Even, I wouldn't even mind, the 25, 10, 20s, whatever, in that realm, because they're putting so much money in the pot. People are playing like it's the Wild West. You could be playing at a $5-10 table, and people will raise $30. Next dude re-raises 60. These guys, play loose. They're probably holding some garbage hand, right? Like a Jack 2 or something. Next thing you know, somebody else wakes up and they have like ace king or ace ace or king or king jack or whatever. This dude's going, okay, I'm re-raising to 150. Next thing you know, there's already like $400 or $500 in the pot on a $5, $10 no limit table. So that's why I say it used to be 50 big blinds, but it's pretty much whatever you enter the table with, just make sure it's 100 big blinds is what I say now. All right. So that just gives you an idea. So even if you want to play at the $1, 50 cent $1 table, okay, $100, surprisingly or not, you're going to see crazy stuff. You'll see people say, raise $5, re-raise 15. All of a sudden, now you're already having $15 out there. You only have 100 big blinds, which was $100. $100 is going to be gone because before you're all done and said on that hand, you're going to have to be putting in damn near all in. So that's the Wild West in poker right now. And that's why that if you want to be a professional, I would seriously say don't do it. And if you're married, I would seriously say, hell no, don't do it. Because you're going to be spending an awful lot of time at poker tables, whether you're doing it on a computer or your phone or in person. And you don't generally just do this for 2 hours or 1 hour. It generally is going to be 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 hours that you could be playing. If you're playing in a tournament, forget about it. You could start a tournament at 12 noon. It could run till 12 midnight. That could be first day. Second day could run till 12 midnight again if you're advancing. So that's on tournaments. You could be playing cash games. Cash game is nice and juicy. You're winning. You don't want to leave. The guys you're playing with, you know what their hands are pretty much are. You're taking advantage. So you're going to play as long as they're there. They're there 4, 5, 6 hours. You're there. Well, if you're married, where's your spouse going to be? That's why all the poker players are usually married, divorced or whatever. So another reason not to get into it. All right. I'm just saying like it is. It's not like fun and games and glamorous like you see on like Rounders or any of these poker shows that make it seem like it's fun and cool and all that. It's fun. It's the cool thing may or may not be cool, but just keep in mind, you're spending a lot of time in a gambling environment. And there's drinking, and there's a bunch of other things to consider if you have any vices. There's a guy, TJ Cloutier, for instance. He's a lot older. I had the pleasure of meeting the guy. He's a World Series of Poker bracelet winner, right? This guy gambled. So the guy could win like $500,000. Soon as he goes to the cage, he would pick up some money and he's freaking playing like craps. Unbelievably, losing half of it, if not all of it. Even people are like, hey man, come on, let's go, let's leave. He still will stay there. The guy, a legend, and he's sitting there at the World Series of Poker and he's actually taking action and getting loans to play. It's crazy. He's not just the only one. All right. So that's what I'm saying is things aren't what they appear to be. It's crazy what happens. And if you have any vices such as drinking, gambling, drugs, anything like that, partying and all that, you're going to just be in it because that's the casino atmosphere, gambling atmosphere. And so that's another thing. All right. Hopefully enough on the poker thing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Yeah. Did you play at the Hard Rock Casino when you stayed there? Yeah. Yeah, I played at the I played at the Punta Cana. It used to be called the Punta Cana Classic at the Hard Rock. I played there 1 year or 2 years. I think 2 years, 1 or 2 years. I can't remember. Yeah, it's every year. And it's at their casino. Played at the Oh, I was trying to think the other one, but it's not there. It was in Aruba. I was getting ready to say I played in another one in Aruba. I was trying to think of the casino, but it's not in Dominican Republic. It's in Aruba. But yeah, I played in St. Martin. I played in a lot of places. But Obsidian Lion, the co-keeper. Even though I played at Punta Cana, sponsored. Aruba, sponsored. Australia, sponsored. All the places I play, I'm sponsored. So again, you're playing against me. I'm like the other guys. I'm like Ivy. I'm like Negreanu. When I go play, I'm sponsored. I'm my entry fees paid, my hotel's paid, my and they give me cash, which you don't need cash, but they give you cash too. So I'm sponsored. And that's the only way. I was like, okay, you want to pay my 2,500 entry, the 5,000, the 10,000s, the 1,500s, whatever they were. And I got my hotel and I got the airfare for two. That was always my thing. They would say, hey, Eric, we're going to give you some cash. I go, no, you're giving me 2 plane tickets. So, but that was always my deal. I would always forego the cash, quite frankly. Most of the time, I would say, okay, whatever's left over after the other plane ticket, you can give me that. But there's 2 people coming. I would never go by myself. But yeah, I played at the Hard Rock. Good question, Victor. Yep. I am shooting for 65 to 75%. Who are the folks that did your channel intro? What's the website? I think I need to hire someone to get all my social media accounts synchronized. Victor Marrero, I don't hire anybody. I just hire somebody temporarily, and you know where that is. Fiverr. That's where you go. Fiverr. That's where you go for almost everything. Social media, you can get it done there. And they have channel intros at Fiverr. So that's where you go get it. They'll even they do everything. I mean, if you want voiceovers, if you want videos, if you want commercials, they do everything on Fiverr. These are people that do it professionally. There's some people that just start out with their new software from Photoshop or something that really don't know what they're doing, but they start out. But there's some other people there that do it for a living, and they'll charge you a little bit of money because they don't have anything else to do. They're sitting around going, okay, I'll charge you $30, $50, $20. Done. So 65 to 75%, but wait, that's over 30 though. Okay. All right. You mean the occupancy, you're shooting for 65, 75? That's interesting. All right. Good information, Eric. I'm just going to keep delivering these packages. Yeah. Obsidian Lion, the code keeper. Don't let any of these poker guys, don't let them talk you into acting like it's all cool, that they're very good and all this, that, and the other. Again, I gotta say this in case anybody's listening and they want to get into gambling field or poker playing because they think it's cool. Don't do it. Most of these guys don't tell you the other side. A lot of poker players, you know what people are doing now because of the price of rentals and homes, and there are basically 2 or 3 or 4 people are living in a house, right? Well, the other dirty secret is a lot of these poker players actually live in an apartment or home, and they each rent out a room because they're into poker and they talk strategy, they hang out. And I'm not talking about like for a week. They're like live together for months, maybe even years, but they're getting better because they're talking about what you do in hand situations and things like that. And how, I mean, it's crazy, but a lot of times they don't tell you that they live with other poker professionals. And that's a thing. They have to keep their expenses limited because remember, you have a bankroll. Every time you have to pay your rent, that comes out of your profits. And so therefore it subtracts from your profits. So therefore you have to keep money management is key in poker. And when you get real good, let's say you get good enough to where you get to be at a final table, win a tournament, and next thing you know, somebody will walk up to you and say, hey, you seem to be pretty good. I'll stake you for your next thing. But see, once again, that means it's an IOU sometimes. So you got to understand what they're talking about. And so don't let anybody talk you into it's a glamorous life. It's a glamorous life as long as you can keep winning, but nobody can keep winning because and this is an understatement, there's millions of people that are very, very good at playing poker. Because remember, you're not just playing against guys from the United States. So, like, in fact, Moreau was talking about in Punta Cana. In Punta Cana, when I went to a tournament there was guys from Brazil, Argentina, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Germany. I mean, it was like freaking NATO or something up in there. So you're going against players from all over the world. And these players are good. They're great. They know the percentages. They know what the hands and what they should be doing. They're not like bad players. So they're there playing against you, whether you're playing cash games, tournaments, whatever, that's who you're playing against. Pretty doggone good players. All right. So that's just it. All right. Good information, Eric. Keep delivering packages, man. You don't want to be a poker professional. Caught tail end boss of the poker game info. It shows all that glitters is not gold. Exactly. It damn sure isn't. It's been brought up. It's one of those things, Hollywood type stuff, and unfortunately people believe it because it is glamorous. I mean, you get to hang out at, you get to go to all the type of shows, you get to meet celebrities, you get to go to the parties, you get all that. And what they don't tell you is the other side, the underside of it. I mean, there's a guy, I can't remember his name. I'll just give you guys another story. There's another guy. He's an Asian poker player. I swear I can't remember his name. But anyhow, he actually won the World Poker Tour event. All right. And he won the World Poker Tour event. It was something like $1.5 million. All right. Get this. The dude already had an IOU of like $600,000. So he had to give up $600,000. All right. Not only that, he also had people buy pieces of the entry. So he owed like another 20% because somebody gave him 20% of the buy-in. So the dude actually ends up leaving with damn near nothing because after you do your taxes and everything, he still actually was like broke even damn near. So that's what goes on in the poker world. All right. It's crazy. And the guy's a very good player, but because everybody else got to be a very good player, just because he used to win at a lot higher rate, but now he can't. Same thing with all the professional poker players. All right. Yep. It's definitely not glitter and gold. Hi, Vanessa. Where you been at? She was here earlier. She just came back because I'm still on at 2 hours and 33 minutes. Obsidian Lion, the code keeper. Hey, fam, on the phone making money. That's what she does. Always be making money. That's how she does it. Obsidian Lion, the code keeper. Thank you so much for the super sticker, the donation of $5. I humbly appreciate that. But yeah, anybody that wants to get you into the gambling field, I would highly suggest, and I tell everybody, don't do it is what I would advise. I don't care how good you are in your back alley, in your neighborhood, in your house. Don't do it. All right. If you're married, you're going to be divorced. If you have a girlfriend, she's leaving you. I'm just telling you like it is because I saw it all too much. It was just crazy. All the professional poker players had relationship issues. It seemed like all. It might not have been all, but it was like a large percentage. All right. You just can't be gone, sitting around doing nothing. I mean, it's just crazy. Do your thing, Vanessa. Oh, Vanessa, comma gate, obsidian line, I raise you. She gave it. Thank you so much, Vanessa, comma gate, with the poker analysis. She raises, ladies and gentlemen, with the donation. I humbly appreciate it. You already have the icon, meaning you already support the channel and make the donation monthly. So thank you so much for that. I raise you, obsidian. That is funny. You speaking truth to me and my honey like Vegas, but you can get sucked in. Yeah, you can get sucked in big time. Big time. Because most people don't look at it like a business. So me, I always looked at it as a business transaction. So I never looked at it as fun and games. And the other thing that also helps you is when you have the SSN lifestyle all along, you don't get impressed. And Vanessa Comagate, I know you know what I'm talking about. You're not so giggly and googly eyed when somebody says, hey, we got tickets to a show and you're sitting up front or whatever. You're like, okay, I do this anyhow. You're not all googly eyed when you go to a party and there's the celebrities there and you're just like, well, I play with these guys. What do you mean? It's the whole different thing happens. But if you never played and you go to these things, people get all crazy. So, when I took my friends to the Playboy Mansion, right? They go crazy because they've never been there. So they're like, oh, this is awesome. And to me, it's just another day at having fun, but it's not like big to do. So it's the same kind of thing. And so that's why when you watch TV and do all this, people believe that it's something that it's not. And in my opinion, it's not all, like she said, glitter and gold. That's not the thing. It's kind of fun when you're good, you're sponsored, you have a reason to be there. That's the funnest part. All right. In fact, I might even have some videos or something. Vanessa, how could you? I fold. See, that was too easy, yo. That's funny. That's funny. I actually like poker. Yeah, poker's fun. My friends used to always they have a Christmas party one time. In fact, I should have Will on again. Will worked at, I can't remember where he was working at, and he had his friends and they were talking about, yeah, we're good poker players. We actually played, yada, yada, yada. So Will had a Christmas party one time, and he had some other parties, and I would always be like, he would always go, yo, man, why don't you play some poker? Because he knew I played professional poker, and he was always like, why don't you play poker? Because these other dudes always talking the smack, like they can play this no limit hold'em. Because it's hot. It's like it was hot at the time. And so I never played. But then one Christmas, he's like, come on, man. Why don't you play? Why don't you play? I see you read my moves like a book. He goes, why don't you play? And so this one Christmas time, I kept saying, no, man, I don't want to play because you guys you're not professionals. I don't really want to play. So then they finally talked me into it. And then, of course, if I'm playing, I sat down and I said, look, if I'm playing, we're playing for money, right? And they're like, yeah. I said, well, then I'm going to try and take your money, and I'm probably going to get your money. And they were all like, no, we've been playing for years. I said, okay, man, I just don't want to have any hard feelings. I just don't want to have no problems, because you guys know I actually played poker. So I cleaned up the whole table, took all their money. Nobody had an issue. But the fact is, I really didn't want to play with them. But once I sit down, I give disclosure. I'm like, okay, now I'm going to try and take your money. You're funny, bro. Yeah, he is funny with that. I fold. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back on track. We're talking fun and games, how to get financial freedom in a bad economy. Elon Lessons. That's what we're talking about here, ladies and gentlemen. Always try to generate your revenue stream, your extra revenue stream, that passive income. We've been talking a lot about crypto lately, but unfortunately, crypto prices have been going down. And we talked about these new projects like the B&B crop farmer, the AVAX crop farmer, the Ruby miners. We're using AVAX and getting this 8%, 6%, these 1% down below in the descriptions. I even put a little bit of money into vapor nodes, and we haven't even talked about that. I have a link down below because that's a referral. Oh, hold on a second. The cops. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, cops. And I forgot. It's been 2 hours, so that means we got to do a manual upload, right? So it's still there. It's still here. Remember, I started at $142 on March 21st. Here it is, April 29th. I do not do this every 2 hours and 5 minutes like I'm supposed to. But once again, here's the 273 over on the right-hand side. And what I'm doing is manually making transactions. Now, again, allegedly, they're doing broker accounts from one account to another, and you're getting 3% for the transaction fee. All right. A day. So it's 3% per day. So again, it's after midnight somewhere. So this starts all over. So like that first transaction was like 40 cents. This transaction is like, I don't even know, whatever. It'll come up. But all I'm trying to say is you have this rolling all the time, and you can compound every 2 hours and 5 minutes. They do have a script that's automatic. All right. So you can pay somebody 25 or 50 bucks and get it automated for you, where it will do it every 2 hours and 5 minutes. All right. So it could be worth it. It will be worth it, actually. And by the way, I ran the numbers, and you guys won't believe this. It's unbelievable what would happen if you started with like $100 and compound this like 3%, or actually 3.3%. At the end of a year, you're going to have damn near $1 million. Can you believe this? I can't believe it myself. So anyhow, it's working, and they have a referral code for cops, COTPS. All right. Once it goes under $5, you can't keep going. Now, again, the link is down below in the description. You can check it out. That's a referral link. You can start with as low as $10. It's USDT with a TRC20. So in order to do TRC20, you can get USDT at Coinbase. Then you should get BitTrue. And because if you send your USDT over to BitTrue, you can withdraw on the TRC20 network, which is what you have to upload into COTPS. All right. Now, Vapor nodes, that's interesting. Vapor node crypto price. Every node project is going down the tubes. Look at this. Vapor nodes at one time was like, well, a little show here. In a month or so, it was like 25, 35 cents. 2 cents, I mean. 2.5, 3.5 cents. Let's see what the 1 year is. It says the 1 year high is 13. No, that's not right. Well, maybe it could have been right. As far as I'm concerned, all I know is it was 25 cents or 2.5 cents or 3 cents or something like that. Look at this. It's now down to 0.007. They do 1% a day as well. Vapor node project. But again, it's a node project losing 90% of its value. It's crazy. So just letting you know, I don't know if this is, you got to do your own research when it comes to this crypto, ladies and gentlemen. It's not for the faint at heart. All right. Let's go. You're a keeper. You're funny, bro. I didn't see that you're a keeper part. Someone has a laundromat under contract. I missed my opportunity. Obsidian Lion, the code keeper. If that's the opportunity I believe we ran across before, maybe you didn't miss the opportunity, because the numbers that you were telling us did not make any sense. So, I mean, it made no sense for the price. That's all I'm saying. I believe it was, wasn't it something like, I can't remember the numbers. The numbers made no sense. It made like 13,000, something like that, but they wanted like 250,000. I think that was the number, something like that. And here's the other thing. Remember, 250,000, 10% is 25,000. So there's other vehicles that you can earn 10% on without taking a high risk, which actually a laundromat's not high risk in my opinion, quite frankly. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. Only if it was a good deal. You never know. Yeah, we went over the deal, but I couldn't remember what the actual numbers were. And the numbers were out of whack, actually, Vanessa Comagate. I said to myself, if I worked as hard for my job as I should building wealth for myself, I would be a lot further. Hey, Obsidian Lion, the co-keeper, that's it exactly. You just got to start somewhere. You can start small. Hey, and we always miss deals, so don't worry about that. You're right, Vanessa. We can't win them all, man. Still, got to stop holding back. Look, Obsidian Lion, the co-keeper, if you keep looking for deals, you will find the right deal for you. That's all there is to it. There's deals everywhere. You just got to find the right deal for you. That's all it is. Don't jump to make a deal for the sake of making a deal. That's when you make a huge mistake. Just make a deal based on the numbers. That's all you have to do. Don't think you missed something. All right? Just be patient. You'll find, but you don't stop looking is the other thing. As they say, the harder you go, the harder you do, the luckier you get. That's how it works. All right? Obsidian Lion, the co-keeper. It's never too late to put the work in. Exactly. That's exactly right. So don't worry about that, man. Just don't give up. You'll find a deal. Just keep looking. All right? All right. Good night, fam. Great info. Thank you, Wilson Koo. Thank you so much for being here once again. And by the way, if you want a loan and you want an idea for that, getting your land, getting somebody to invest in it, or you have a project you're working on, I suggest you contact Wilson Koo and go to quickeasyfunds.com. That's QUIK, E as in Eric, Z as in Zebra, funds, FUNDS.com. All right. So there you go. Good night, Wilson from Obsidian Lion, the co-keeper. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you, Pocahontas Wilhite. Very nice to see you once again. Thanks, Eric and SSN fam. Facts, the right deal for you. Everything is not for everybody. Exactly. Just take your time. And furthermore, let's just put it another way too. Just because you found the right deal, sometimes it doesn't work out. Just putting it out there. I mean, things happen. Life happens. You just never know. So all I'm trying to say is you just do the best you can with the situation or the deal you're looking at. And if you believe it's a deal, it's a deal. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't work out, we can't win them all. All right. Regardless of what you see in the news, you can't win them all. All the billionaires, they failed before. They didn't win all the time, but they didn't give up either. Otherwise, they wouldn't be billionaires. That's the only difference. Or millionaires. All right. Or thousandaires. It doesn't matter. Got a project in development for the North. Okay. There we go. See what I'm saying? Wilson Koo, he's got many projects in development, I'm sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a few other things. And that means down below in the description, get your free shares of stock from Robinhood and Webull. All right. Get your free. Let me see. What else do we have? Free. Oh, I don't think I have it down there. The free $10 from Coinbase. That's not down below. So that means I'm going to have to add that. That's interesting. All right. So let me find the free $10 stuff from Coinbase. Make sure I can get that in here. Yep. Here we go. I'm going to be adding that down below in about 30 seconds. It'll be down there. All right. And free $5 of Shiba from Webull. That's an app as well. All right. So don't forget that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap this up. And if you have any other questions, please ask them now. And I'll probably, since it's Friday night, why don't we just run another one of these, right? I'll run another video in case you have some questions. And let's see. Let's go, St. Martin.
Come on, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to wrap this up for the evening. So thank you so much for being here. And if you have any further comments or questions, you can ask them now. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here. And that's why we continually have to talk about how to get that financial freedom in a bad economy, how to get the financial freedom in a good economy, how to get financial freedom, period. It doesn't matter about the economy. I hope I'm illustrating this enough when I'm doing these videos and live streams, because we got to make sure we're doing it right. All right. I.e. outdoor life, eh? Good night, fam. Peace and blessings. Obsidian Lion, thank you so much once again for the donation. Vanessa Comagate, thank you for the raise and the donation as well. Humbly appreciate it all. And I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Thank you so much for being here. And with all that said, keep your head up, keep moving, and I'm out.